Hey guys, it's Ben,
And Fenton.
And Whiskey Calico,
and welcome to.
the Hooligans Podcast.
And today we have a very special guest. We have Whiskey Calico.
Hello!
Let's welcome
Alright.
Whiskey Calico to the podcast, everybody.
Whiskey, would you like to, introduce yourself, talk about your socials, anything?
Thank you for letting me plug myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I am Whiskey Calico. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Whiskey Calico, if you're interested. I presume links will be in the description?
Yeah.
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 We'll link
Sick.
anything.
Yeah, I'll just shoot it to one of you guys, and then you can throw it in there. And
Yeah.
I'm also on Twitter if you want to see me do my stupid shit off stream.
Awesome. Yeah, man.
It's there.
You name it. You got
Shit,
Instagram,
what's the rules
YouTube,
on?
anything.
What's the
OnlyFans.
rules on swearing? OnlyFans.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you can swear, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Curse,
Swearing is
curse up
fine.
a storm, man.
That's half my
Freedom of
brand.
speech. Yeah.
Got to keep it on lock, you know.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
So,
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I know a lot of people are like, oh, but we'll get demonetized if it's within the first 10 seconds. I think it was well past the first 10 seconds.
it was. The intro covers
Okay.
it, so we're
Yeah.
good on that
Sick.
part.
Yeah.
So, Whiskey, do you want to kind of talk about, like, what kind of things you stream, like, your streaming experience,
Yeah,
your
let's-
upbringing, I suppose?
Let's meet the streamer Whiskey, and then let's meet the IRL Whiskey because
Yeah, if you want to talk about that stuff, you can, too.
yeah, I assume you are a content creator, and with that, you live like a dual life. There's the part of you that you put out onto the internet, and the part of you that lives inside of the walls of your house. You know, there's a big difference between the two, and we'd like to get to know both sides of the great Whiskey Calico.
No, but so yeah, I'm Whiskey Calico. As I said, I stream on Twitch, YouTube. I used to stream on Kick, and then I heard about the whole people liking children on Kick,
Oh,
and I went,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, we can't have that in the brand. But
Yeah.
I stream mostly recently. I was a part of a bunch of. It was an SMP with a bunch of other VTubers and stuff. It was called VCiv. Plane crashes on a like a deserted island, and everybody fights for survival. It's single death elimination. Not everybody fights for survival, but everybody tries to survive, pretty much. And I had started. I'm not going to spoil too much. I had started a fuck. What do you call it? An association. An association. We were the IAI, the Investigative Association of the Island.
Okay.
Okay.
And I died within the first hour of the plane crashing.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's like a week-long thing, and I died within the first fucking hour.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you didn't, like, die halfway, you know?
I wasn't
yeah.
the first death either. There
Oh,
were like
really?
20. There were
That-
like 20 people that fucking died before me.
My God.
That's crazy.
At least you're not the first. That kind of eases the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was telling myself because I was like, man, I lost like a lot of motivation from that, and I've streamed a couple of times since then, but I'm like, man, I really didn't want to,
Yeah.
you know.
So, the SMP, was it hardcore then? So if you died, you wouldn't be able to respawn?
Not officially hardcore, like it wasn't the hardcore mode, but it was marketed as hardcore, where it
Oh,
would
okay.
be like you die, you're banned from the server.
Yeah. So it was like
I get
a
you.
like a gentleman's rule, like hardcore.
No, it was straight up the server would
I assume
ban
it
you
was.
if you
I
died.
assume it was Bedrock then. 'Cause
Okay,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
Bedrock doesn't have an actual hardcore mode, right?
No, it was Java. It was modded.
Oh,
We had
really?
a simple. We had.
I wonder why they didn't just make
Okay.
it hardcore.
Yeah.
at
Why
that point.
why didn't they just play normal hardcore?
For metagaming, because people would do that and get cranky that they died, and then go tell other people what's going on, and then other people would be like, "Oh, that's not fair. My buddy died," and then
Well,
you know.
that's the thing. If you die, you're banned anyways. So are they like just letting some people respawn and some others just get banned, or
Yeah.
what?
well,
That sounds kind of
well, I have a small bit of a bone to pick because the server
Okay.
in general, there was a bunch of server lag. What
Yeah.
I died to was if you check my clips on Twitch or the post I made on Twitter about it on X, you'll see, and it was just an edited clip that I think was pretty fucking funny that I just threw together myself in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
But I apparently looked at an Enderman. I didn't have any armor on or anything. I had a stone sword. I apparently looked at an
No.
Enderman, but it wasn't
That's
registered on my screen at the spot my crosshair was.
Was he just
So-
outside your
That
render
sucks.
distance?
No,
Or
it was
something?
well within my render distance. It just wasn't there when my crosshair supposedly went over it and it aggroed.
That's weird.
Oh, okay.
So it was either some form of server lag where it just didn't show up on my fucking screen, and everybody's been having server lag with that. It's an issue with the server itself. A lot of people couldn't even join today. They couldn't join the server today because there was a lot of high tick.
Yeah.
So that was it's got a bit of clusterfuck.
Yeah,
But-
okay. Well, those are the aches and pains of streaming Minecraft. You know, you win some, you lose some.
At least hardcore,
It is what
a
it
hardcore
is.
world.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah,
you
and there
die,
was-
there goes your content. You know.
Yeah, and there were death submissions. Let me pull up the thing. There were like you could submit your death to be contested with the server admin to be like, hey, this was completely out of my fucking control, and that was open while I was asleep. I didn't
Oh,
wake up.
you didn't have a
And
chance.
I didn't wake up until like fucking 8 hours after it closed. And then I took a while. I was like, I gotta brace myself for the rejection, right? So I took a while
Yeah.
and I talked to some people. I was like, should I do this? Because my death was, kind of completely out of my fucking control because it wasn't even in my crosshair. And then I messaged the guy, right? And let me pull it up here. I messaged him. I said, so I had a question regarding the death contesting thing. I wasn't aware that Enderman could register being seen through grass. It was either that or server lag, and I looked where it was going to be. I'm not certain which. But you can see on the clip that I did not look at the Enderman itself as it was registered on my screen, and I was wondering if, since I was asleep when the things were open and not aware, if I could make a late submission. The guy says, hey, Whiskey, unfortunately, lag is not an acceptable reason to be brought back.
Oh my god.
Dude, that is
Damn it.
terrible. Lag
Yeah.
is not a reason to be brought back. Then what would an example of acceptable reason be?
Yeah, lag
This
is
is
like
my
the most
question.
acceptable reason.
That's like the best excuse. Oh, I lagged
Yeah.
through the map and died in the void. Like,
Yeah,
how is that my
literally,
fault?
yeah, no,
How is
like,
that my fault, bro?
There was a bunch
Like,
of shit like that, like people's water bucket wouldn't work because the server was lagging, so they were allowed, from what I recall, they were allowed
it's
back
lag.
because of that.
it's still
It's
lag
server
though.
lag.
Yeah.
It's server lag. It's not even lag with my internet connection, because as you can see, my internet connection's completely fucking fine.
Yeah.
So, and I'm running Discord, I'm running everything. My RAM is at, let me open my task manager here to take a look at it.
Yeah, let's check out that RAM.
Yeah, check out that RAM, that sweet
Yeah.
RAM usage.
Pull your RAM out. Let's see.
Oh my god, do not say that. No,
yeah,
so
pull
I'm-
the RAM out, dude.
Okay, I'm only running 43% RAM right now, but constantly with having OBS multi-stream, because I do multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch through Stream Elements,
Yeah.
and it constantly runs at like between 70 and 98%
Oh.
consistently, and I had to, I actually, Helldivers crashed on my computer because it was overloading my CPU, and it bricked my computer for 20 minutes and fried half
Whoa.
my CPU. And I
God, dude.
thought, yeah, no, Helldivers was originally optimized to run on like the early PS5s. Now
Yeah.
it's bricking the early PS5s. And Arrowhead won't fucking tell you about it. But so it crashed,
That's
and I was
really
like, oh,
scummy.
yeah. And my buddy uninstalled it too. My buddy that got me into the game uninstalled it too, and I was like, fuck it, I'll uninstall it because I don't want my PC to become, a brick. This thing's like $2,500. Like,
Oh yeah.
sure, I built it 5 years ago, but. And so I ripped out. Spitesoul actually gave me some RAM in a computer that I bought from him, and it was an extra 16 gigs. So now I have 32 gigs of RAM in my computer.
Ooh.
And with multi-streaming,
You have four sticks or two 16
I'm
sticks.
running four. I'm running 4 sticks. I'm running at 3,000 megahertz.
How's that? Is it good? 4 sticks?
So much better than 2. So much better than 16
Really?
gigs. I have 32 now. Yeah. No, it doubled my RAM capacity. My
That's
computer
cool.
runs a lot smoother. I couldn't run like Minecraft and have my model software capture open at the same time. Terraria would sometimes crash. while running OBS multi-streaming and my model and all of that, and it would just crash because my
Yeah, it's
computer
just a
didn't
lot.
have the RAM.
It's a lot of demand for just that little RAM. Yeah, I have 32 gigs as well. It handles anything completely well. Like Helldivers, it runs fine for me. I'm sure if I was streaming it, it'd probably be a little worse, but
Yeah, because you're talking about OBS in general. It takes up, when you're streaming, it takes up a fuckload of RAM. And if you're multi-streaming using a third-party software such as Stream Elements, which is a plugin to OBS, it uses a shitload more RAM because not only are you streaming to one platform, you're streaming to 2, 3, even 4.
Oh yeah.
I only streamed to 2, but it didn't like it.
Yeah.
Not one fucking bit.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
I'm kind of surprised you only had 16 gigs if you spent 2,500 on the PC. Where
Well,
did that
that-
all go towards?
Oh, fuck. It's the worth of the parts, because half of my PC is Corsair parts.
Okay.
So I've got, like, I believe an RM850X as a power supply. I've got an MSI Z59 Pro motherboard. I've got an Intel i5 10600 processor. I got, at the time, I had 16 gigs of Trident Z Royal, or Trident, no, not Trident Z Royal, just Trident Z. I have a Corsair IQ H150i, all that stuff, all that fun jazz. So it was a pretty, all in all, and with the amount of stuff that I replaced in it, I've put about $2,500 into this PC.
Okay.
Because I replaced the motherboard from a B590 to a Z590. And I upgraded, I mean, obviously I've upgraded RAM, I've upgraded the GPU about 4 times. I started with a 1650, then I moved to twin RX 580s, and now I have a 3060 that I bought 2 years ago from a guy for $200.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, it runs, and it runs fucking great.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
a lot of the games that I want to play, like I play, you had asked about some of the games I play on stream. I play
Yeah.
Minecraft, I stream Terraria, I do like analog horror, I do like gotcha stuff. Like I'll play HSR, Endless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves. A lot of those games won't fucking run on my computer because
dang.
they're insanely graphically intensive and they're built for the higher end computers. So
yeah, I can see ZZZ having some trouble.
yeah, Zenless it's fucking. The main thing for that is I just need a capture card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build a new computer here in the next, probably if I can afford it, next couple of months. I'm planning to spend
Okay.
$3,000 on a computer, and I'm gonna build it on stream. Full
All right.
custom waterline hard cooling, or
Yeah.
hardline water cooling, done
Okay.
by myself, a dumbass on stream.
Wait,
Dude, that would be fun to watch.
Whiskey, have you done
What's
a
up?
face reveal before?
No, I have not, and I don't plan to for a long while.
So when you're doing the PC, are you gonna just be showing your hands, I guess, working on it?
Yeah,
or
it's gonna
what?
be. I won't have my model by that point. I hope to have. Has Dimes been on one of these podcasts?
No, Dimes has not been on one of the podcasts yet. He actually did work for the podcast though. He made our first ever
Yeah.
clip. He made an animation for
Nice.
us.
Yeah,
that's
Dimes
fucking sick.
Dimes he's a part of the podcast. He's worked for us. It was really cool. We loved working.
See,
with him.
We commissioned him for something. Yeah.
that's funny. We bring that up, and you're like, "Oh, he's worked with us," because I'm planning to buy him and we've talked this out. We're going to work together to make my V2 model, because this one I made in like 2 hours
Yeah.
myself in a cheap, like a free program, and I'm running a free program to do the face capture and stuff, and it's not
Yeah.
great because it runs on Unity, and Unity is highly CPU intensive, and if you're trying to
Yeah.
play something like Minecraft while running it, it tends to pose an issue.
Oh yeah.
But I need to get an iPhone for face tracking, because my webcam it does a wonderful job, but it's not nearly as good as having IR face tracking.
Yeah. Can you
So-
move your hands up at all?
So if I can get a unit to do that. I just
Yeah.
don't have it. I don't.
Okay.
I think it's called like a Leapfrog unit or something like that. It hooks up, it connects, it wires into your computer via USB, and it just links to the software, so you can move your hands and it moves your fingers and everything.
That's
too.
cool. That's really cool. Is there like
do that with the
expression? Is there
iPhone.
like expressions you got pre-made that you can do?
Why, thank you so much for asking. They're all stupid as shit, but yes, I do have them.
Let's
That's
see
cool.
them. See
They're
some of
built
those
into the
expressions.
software.
Okay.
Really?
So we've got the mad face.
Okay.
That's pretty mad
You
looking, dude.
got-
You look pissed off.
You were fucking mad.
And some of these works with like how it works with the actual face tracking. So I have some of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of buggy. So like usually I
Yeah.
can furrow my eyebrows and it'll go into the mad thing,
Uh-huh.
but it won't. However, I can raise my eyebrows and do that number.
The surprise, yeah. You surprised.
Yeah. And then if I do this,
Uh-huh.
Oh, the
if I
Riz
smile,
face.
it goes into that.
That's funny.
That was like the Riz
That's
face.
funny.
God damn it. Yeah, so, and then I have this as well, which I never use, because to use the hotkeys, I actually have to have the software open. It doesn't run in the background and use hotkeys. I have
Oh,
to have it
that's
open as a
annoying.
foreground window.
you have any
I
other
go to some more of
expressions?
these.
Yeah, let's see
Yes,
them.
so I can hit Alt O for the surprise face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hit Alt M for the mad. Alt N for neutral, so I can like raise my eyebrows as far as I want for one.
Mm-hmm.
Smile, do all that. I can do, I believe it's Alt H for the Riz face.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And then
I like
I
the
can go
Riz
Alt
face.
C. Did I do Alt
Yeah,
K yet?
That's an important one to have.
Alt
You did not
K,
do that one. You did not do that one yet. Yeah, there we
Alt
go.
K. And then Alt V.
That one
Sad.
looks sad. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Poor
So-
guy.
I've got a whole bunch of hotkeys that I can't fucking use.
Yeah, that must
I
be
need to
really
get-
awkward having to press the button for expressions. It would be.
Yeah.
It would be
It'd be
so cool
easier
to
if it just tracked
Track it.
it and was able to just do it. I feel like.
And that's the really neat thing, because I use a software called VC Face. It's a 3D, I mean, you can see it's not a 2D model, it is a full 3D model. I could actually import this into VR chat and use this as a VRM. But if you get a live 2D model, which is why I brought up Dimes earlier, because we've talked this out before. Do you know, I'm gonna preface this, do you know how fucking expensive a live 2D model is? I'm gonna blow your mind.
I've heard of Iron Mouse buying a model, and it's like thousands of dollars. Maybe
Yeah, the
I'd
low-end-
guess 5,000. 5,000.
The
is my
low end
guess.
ones go at the very lowest for the model, the art, and the rigging goes
Yeah.
for 2,000.
Oh my god.
The
Oh,
low
really?
What?
The
low-
high end
that's the
shit
low end.
goes upwards of 10K.
10K. Yeah.
Oh.
10K.
So I don't understand how college students
Yeah.
afford this shit.
Yeah. Holy shit.
VTubing, keeping college kids broke since 2017.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, that's insane.
That'd be a good
It's
profession,
nuts.
just making models, bro. VTuber model.
Yeah, you make 10
People do it.
per model.
People fucking
It's
do
not
it.
just
No,
models.
it's most of it is
Animations
the
and
rigging.
rigging it.
It's not
Yeah.
the animations. It's what rigging is basically adding physics to the model. So with the software that I use, it has built-in rigging based on the model. So like you can see how the hair moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a live 2D model, it's not just what people think is a live 2D model is just one solid picture that is animated. No. It is hundreds of layers that have been stacked and had physics added. So the artist
Probably
has to
takes a
draw
long
it. They have,
time.
yeah, no, you have to wait like I think the minimum on a lot of the big artists is like 3 months.
Oh wow.
3 to 6 months to have it
Yeah.
done because it's so intensive. But also, 6 months you just made fucking 10K.
Yeah.
Plus your small art commit, plus like the VTuber people, the model creators and stuff, they do small commissions. So they do like the banner art, they do the starting soon, ending soon, offline, all the emotes, all that stuff. You can commission them to do that. They make money off of that. They make money off of their own Patreons. A lot of them do VTubing themselves, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
draw the models on stream. And they do stuff like that. If it's not like an NDA where it's like, yeah, don't fucking show this on stream until I release it.
Yeah.
But no, a
Do a
lot
lot
of it's
of
like,
Do a lot of like VTubers do that? Get like an NDA?
so I recently I say it was in fucking October, last month. I gave up on this project because it was going to be so intensive and it was going to take so long. I was going to be one of the last people to like upload a video on it, a good cohesive video. So have you heard of somebody that goes by the alias of Cinder
No.
as a VTuber?
I have not.
Well, there was a shitload of fucking drama that went around with her. And I was covering it on stream. And a lot of it was she prioritized, and in this business and streaming in general, sure, business is a priority and making money is a priority.
Yeah.
Of course.
But
yeah.
making connections and making friends and friendly connections is more important than that, because
Oh,
then
for
people
sure.
don't see you as a fucking moron and a evil person and cancel you on
Yeah.
fucking Twitter.
Got a network.
And that's what happened. So
my
a lot of
Wait,
people
what
took
happened?
a lot of shit out of
She
context.
She made connections then, you said? Or what?
Yeah, she is one of the largest indie VTubers in the world.
In,
One of the largest
indie
YouTubers
meaning
in the
she
world
doesn't
in
like
general.
collaborate with anyone. I'm assuming, right?
No, so you have indie and then you have corporate. I am
Okay.
indie. I don't have
Okay.
I don't have a like a contract that I'm signed to.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure you're familiar with, like, you've heard the term HoloLive thrown around.
Yes. Yeah, there was a huge like
No.
scandal with them and
Okay.
Iron Mouse. I remember hearing about.
That was VShojo. That was VShojo.
Oh, that was
wasn't
VShojo?
HoloLive. Iron Mouse. Yeah, Iron Mouse was signed to VShojo. So there are a lot. There's Phase Connect. There was VShojo, but they disbanded. And then there's like HoloLive, and then you got all your other smaller ones beyond that. And what that is it's a fucking corporate job, right? A corporate job where you get to sit at your desk, talk to people on the internet, and play games all day.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
That's
Come
that's
on!
a corporate job, dude. That's nice.
yeah, and that's like, if you've heard of, I'm sure you've heard of like Gargura
Yeah, I've heard of him.
and Mori Calliope and all that.
Not
Her.
that one. Wait, so what
Yeah,
did this
there are-
person do? What did Cinder do to get like banned? Like what started the controversy?
Anyway, yeah. Back on track. I'm sorry, I yap. I had a shitload of coffee today. I've got my
Yeah.
vape sitting right fucking next to me, and I
Ooh.
haven't slept.
Yeah.
no worries.
So
running off of Nick and caffeine. That's
more on why I didn't sleep later,
yeah.
but
Yeah, we'll get into that.
we discussed that a little. We discussed that a little bit before the show.
Yeah.
But
'Cause it's an interesting story.
definitely, and I have a few things that I would like. Kind of, I might say something about it. I might not.
Okay.
It's kind of a public thing, but it's also kind of not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the guys still got to reach out to me and all that stuff. So we got a ways to go before we get to that. But
Yeah.
anyway, corporate versus indie, as we were saying, this is relevant to Cinder. A lot of the corporate VTubers are the corporations, like HoloLive. They do not allow their talents, is what they're known as corporately, their talents, to collaborate with streamers of other agencies or of, that aren't of HoloLive.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and it's also, a lot of the corporate shit is very gate kept because, and I'll get into the history of VTubing and all that shit later because it's actually very interesting. But anyway, back to it. So the corporations, because they have all these big groups, all the communities are like linked together because they all stream together, they all hang out together. They have a bunch of different groups within the industry and within their corporation, within their company, and it's just a whole thing. And then on top of that, you've got indie, which is unsigned, just people doing it for the fucking love of the game.
Yeah.
And so that's what, like, Bow the Whale, that's Cinder, that's a lot of
Whiskey.
your massive VTubers
If-
that you've heard of. Yeah,
if
what's
you
up?
were offered a contract, would you take it from one of these corporations? Would you go
Without
corporate?
fucking hesitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without fucking hesitation.
That's-
Well, you said for love of the game. That's why I'm asking.
Nice job.
Like, are you looking for
Hey,
a
you
corporation
can
to reach
have
out
love
to you?
for the game and get a paycheck too.
And what
Yeah, like,
corporation
the people that do
would
it
you
love
want?
it.
What corporation would you want? If you have any preference on that?
So I was going to get into that being gate kept a little bit. It's mostly gate kept to being corporations will only employ women streamers
Oh, really?
because there is a big like there was a big fucking controversy going on about it on Twitter a while ago. I used to be somewhat active on Twitter, and then I saw this and I was like, you know what? that's enough internet for today, and
Yeah.
then just haven't fucking touched it since, pretty much. But
Yeah.
there was a bunch of male VTubers were exposed for being like fucking just horrible people,
Oh,
and like basically getting into VTubing to be like a dating thing,
oh fuck.
which is
That's
not
never good.
what it. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that's
not what
never
it's
a
like-
for.
good thing.
sexual harassment claims were filed.
Oh, fuck.
Like
my.
it got bad, and there were people that were exposed for being pedophiles and shit.
Holy
fuck.
crap,
Holy
dude.
shit. Yeah, that's not something you want.
It's-
Like that's like a whole stain on all of VTubing. That just
No,
that
it's-
does not look good.
And it's not the women VTubers that do it, because the women VTubers that do it are like, haha, I'm a funny anime girl on the internet. You know, I do streaming, I do this, and this. And
Yeah.
then a lot of male VTubers, I am of the Mongolian Empire. We're the exception! But,
The minority.
we fuck.
Yeah.
The minority, yeah, I'm one of the minority in this case. I am not exceedingly edgy in my content.
Yeah.
Because a lot of male VTubers are like, oh, I gotta be edgy, I gotta be.
Yeah.
On that gravelly
I'm-
voice.
Yeah,
I do that
I've seen
occasionally
stuff
for
like
the
that.
memes and for
Yeah,
the bit.
yeah.
The meme
I
is
don't
different.
do it
I
most
know.
of the fucking time.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I'll go like, I'll start talking like this or something,
Yeah.
and it's just for the fucking bit.
Yeah.
And people, my chat, my community, they fucking love it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's funny
I
as a
love
joke.
That bit. That's
To
one of my
joke around.
favorites. I love that bit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like,
it's
there
a
was-
funny voice.
Oh my god. In my channel intro on YouTube, there was, it's unhinged as shit. It's basically, and you were talking about, later we'll get into like whiskey as a person and whiskey as a VTuber, and we'll get into
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not too far gone from who I am as a person. Like this right
Okay.
here that you fucking see,
Yeah.
this is my, like, online internet me.
Yeah.
I can be as unhinged as I fucking want,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
nobody gives a shit.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Like,
yeah.
it's because nobody sees my face, and nobody knows me by name except for like my close friends that I'm comfortable with knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
My mother doesn't even know I do it.
Huh.
She
Yeah.
knows I like stream occasionally, and I do some
Mm-hmm.
content creation, but she doesn't know I'm working on getting a job here. I've applied to a gun shop about 15 minutes to a half hour from me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a retail sales associate. Yeah, I get to sell guns
Yeah,
to people.
guns
That's
guns
something
is a
that we
topic
wanted
we're gonna
to,
get into
yeah,
after
we wanted to
we
talk
get through
to
this.
you about
Yeah!
After this
Yeah,
VTubing topic.
hell
We
yeah.
know you
we're gonna
like
get
your
into guns.
firearms, man.
Yeah,
We knew that's something that would get you fired up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
Girls like bust their titties out and give them like a slap on the wrist, for
Yeah,
it, bro. Twitch
dude,
does not
Twitch-
give a
Which
fuck.
is crazy.
Twitch does not give a fuck, bro. Whatever gets the
oh my
clicks is
god,
what
Dan,
Twitch
Dan
is
Clancy,
about.
my goat. Dan Clancy, my fucking goat. Let's go.
Yeah.
Whiskey. So, we never.
Yeah.
You were talking about like corporate versus indie. So how does that relate to Cinder? How does that relate to
Yeah.
Cinder?
But
Yeah.
here's how the structure of this is gonna go for a minute here. We're
Yeah, I just
gonna
want to know
talk about-
what they did that made everyone so mad. Like we haven't
Yeah,
gotten there
we're,
yet.
we're gonna talk about corporate versus indie. Then that's gonna tie into Cinder, and then that's kind of gonna also the next topic of that, which is gonna be the history, is also kind of gonna tie into the corporate and why male VTubers have a bad fucking name.
Is Cinder
and
a
why-
male or female? By the
Female.
way. Okay.
Okay.
Female, massive female streamer. Like,
Yeah, you said they were one of the biggest.
yeah, she's like, I think
What's
it's
their average views per stream?
average
Do we
views.
know?
When she came back after the hiatus, her stream coming back, she had like 50,000 views on it
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow, that's up there. yeah.
live.
On,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's like that. I think that's one of the highest that's ever been recorded in VTubing history. She
Sure.
also, her
Yeah, that's
chat
insane.
had the longest hype train on Twitch for an offline streamer,
Oh my god.
with a 3-month-long hype train,
yeah.
Oh my
wow.
gosh, that's crazy.
which was fucking. Sorry, I scratched my nose and my model bugs
Yeah,
out.
your model was going.
He was going.
I scratched
going
my nose and it's just.
that. Yeah.
No, but yeah. So corporate versus indie. So the reason I brought up corporate versus indie is corporate is massive groups of people. They grow a lot faster because they have all the outreach of all the different communities and everybody working together to make those people. The
Yeah.
term is Oshi, which translates roughly to push.
Yeah.
They're
And
yeah,
that
they're
is-
growing. They're growing by like
They're growing
with
as a
each other.
community.
Yeah, they're growing as
Yes.
with each other.
like FaZe Clan and all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a
Like
good
they
example.
they come up together. That's the main thing with that. And like you guys are coming up together. Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
fucking love to see it.
Yeah, dude.
yeah. With you obviously as our guest,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have many more guests. to
Dude,
help
I
us
will
bring up
I
the
will
numbers.
post about this on fucking Twitter. I will once you get the podcast published, I'll
Get
link
the word
it.
out there, bro.
And I will also like talk about it on stream. I'll have a
Oh,
command
yeah.
that
Hell
people
yeah.
can do that's like exclamation point hooligan, and it'll be a
Okay.
link to the fucking podcast because you
Yeah.
I fucking love you boys, man. I
Hell
miss
yeah,
I miss
bro.
being up there and hanging
Yeah.
with you, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man. I just want to hang out with Whiskey sometime. He's really cool.
Yeah. Well, so
Just cut that.
Yeah.
keep going on about Cinder.
Yeah.
Keep going
Okay,
on
well-
Cinder.
We have a lot of shit to talk about today. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So, back to Cinder, because Indies, the corporate version of Indies thing, it was a very short thing, and that's taken us a half hour to get to. Corporate, they have a bunch of people that they employ that, like, grow together, and they, like, plug each other, and they help each other out, and all that stuff. Whereas Indie, you have to work. You have to grind. And I'm not saying
Yeah, you're
corporate
on your
doesn't have to
own.
grind either, but you are on your own fucking completely. And a lot of the stuff with the new Hololive girls and all that stuff, they get put on, and then everybody plugs that person and it's like, yeah, no, they're a really cool fucking person. And then they flock to that person. That person grows, like, overnight.
Huh.
Yeah, and if
Whereas
you're
in-
indie, you don't have those people shouting you out, so it's harder to grow on your own.
No, but I have recently met somebody that may or may not genuinely just fucking, like, put a 12 gauge to my fucking head and blast me into the fucking massive sphere, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
What? Why?
So that's a
What's going on?
trade secret. I'll
Well, what do you mean
I'll
they want
send
to
you a-
blast you with a shotgun?
there
You mean,
like
you
a-
mean
no,
they
no,
want
I mean,
to help you
that's
grow?
a joke.
What's
To
going
help
on?
you grow? You
Yeah,
mean?
no. They're not just gonna fucking kill me. I mean, like, the force
He's
of
gonna-
what the dude's trying to do is going to be like the magnitude of a fucking.
They're trying to
12-gauge
cancel
slug
you?
hitting you at Mach
Yeah.
fuck.
No,
Are
he's
they
trying
trying
No.
to cancel you, or what? What
No.
do you mean? They're trying to
No,
help
I
you
met
grow.
this dude through a mutual friend, and he's got
Yeah.
some pretty big connections, and he's like, yeah, you like gun stuff. These people are pretty big gun creators.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plug you.
Oh,
You get plugged
okay.
with like
And-
Brandon Herrera. Are we talking that big, or
We're talking in that sphere.
okay?
Wow.
That's still very useful.
No, definitely it is. And with, like, hopefully what I really want to do is I want to become a point where I can do, like, just chatting streams or something where I'm working on 3D printing stuff for commissions, because I have 3D printer
Yeah.
commissions open as well.
We can
Even-
link those. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, no, just fucking DM Whiskey C Voice on Discord, and or
Okay.
DM one of the boys, and they'll reach out to me with contact
yeah.
information. I'll fucking
Yeah,
get
yeah.
back to you, all that shit. But I'm just trying to keep my house, man.
Yeah. Get that
But-
grind going.
No, when I can, I want to start getting into. I mean, you boys know I want to start getting into gunsmithing and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, with this revolver that I'm planning to fix on stream, it's only $75 for the parts kit, and it's a full parts kit from trigger, advancing hand, to the safety bar, to the hammer, to the trigger, to the mainspring, to everything.
Okay.
So I can essentially overhaul this entire gun in, like, a half hour.
Okay.
And what I really want to do at some point is I want to get to a point where I can have a mill and a lathe in my basement, because I'm going to move my setup into my basement. So because I have an unfinished basement, I want to finish it here soon. I'm going to put a ply wall, and I'm going to put up insulation, all that shit. And it's going to be like a full-on, like, recording studio in my recording area. And what I want to do with that is Ben knows about the gas mask, but I'm going to get the
yeah.
gas mask, and that is going to be what I'm using for those streams where I'm working on, like, learning how to work on guns and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
going to be wearing that gas mask. Oh,
That's cool.
Fenton, you know too.
Yeah.
You know as well. Why the fuck am I? God.
So-
Tweaking by the 9 today. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So, is there anything else
Tweaker.
we should know about that VTuber?
I'm
Yeah, we keep going off to guns. So, what did they do? I know about the corporation. I know about Indie. What did they
So-
do? Like, what exactly did they do?
The major thing. So if they did this in a corporation, they would have been suspended pending investigation or just fired on the spot. However,
Okay.
because she's indie, she went on like a 6-month hiatus. Now, what happened within that 6-month hiatus is initially she was accused via Google documents posted on Twitter.com
Oh my
of
god.
manipulating people into exclusivity deals and doing a lot of stuff and like fucking over other creators and stuff.
Yeah.
When it was mainly everybody fucked up in this situation. It literally could have been solved had two people had a fucking conversation, a human conversation,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have been a thing. But one person, Silverveil VT, thought that Cinder copied her design because they had similar elements.
Yeah.
And they shared the a model creator, and then that led to beef, which then led to resentment, which then led to Cinder saying, "Hey, let's do an exclusivity." Or the model creator had asked Cinder, "Hey, can we do an exclusivity deal?" Cinder went, maybe not yet." Later on, reached back out to the model creator, "Hey, you still up for that?" And they agreed. And so Cinder was like, "Oh yeah, no."
What's an exclusivity deal?
So
Oh.
an exclusivity deal is essentially if I was working with, say, I was working with you guys to be like video editors or something,
Yeah.
Okay.
and we were to sign an exclusivity deal. Basically, what that means is you work with me, and you don't work with the people that I outlined in the document. You get paid a cut for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get paid to not work with people that I don't want you to work with. So you're exclusive. You're
That makes
exclusive
sense.
to
But,
me,
like,
to them.
like working at McDonald's and then you can't work for Burger King at the same time, probably. Like rivals, like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. I get you.
So it's basically, and the reasoning was, the way it was phrased and the way it was manipulated to be phrased was business is business, and it was like they were quote unquote manipulating this model creator to not work with a bunch of other VTubers and to cancel models and all that stuff. However,
wouldn't-
6 months later, it was released in a 1,000 fucking page document that
Holy
Cinder
crap.
released. Yeah, 1,000 page fucking
That's
document.
insane.
Yeah, and I was trying to go over it. We only got like 300 some odd pages through it on stream.
Oh my god.
And that was within like probably 48 hours of actual stream time.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. 2 days
So
reading a document.
Yeah, it wasn't 2 days straight though. It was
Oh,
I
okay.
had a 12-hour stream, and then I had an 8-hour, and then I had a 14-hour, and then I had a 16-hour, and then I had another 8-hour. It was, my schedule was fucked. And I didn't have a job at that time, so I was more than happy to do it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this is a big drama, you know. And I do love doing deep dives into stuff. But I kept getting too carried away talking with chat because I'm a very yappative person, as has been discovered in this podcast.
Yeah, so
We
My
get carried away very
opinion-
easily.
my opinion based
welcome to
on
Yap at Hooligans Podcast. We love it when people yap.
my opinion based on what you've said so far, I don't think Cinder like manipulated him. It was just a deal. Like he asked for the deal originally, and then she accepted the deal later on. And
They asked
that's
for the
just
deal. It's-
Cinder
I
asked
don't
for the
know
deal.
what
The
gender-
second time, didn't you
the
say
second time Cinder had
the-
asked for it. The first time
yeah.
the creator, who I don't know the gender
Yeah, the
of, so I
the
said
creator asked
they.
for, and an exclusivity deal basically makes it so that model creator doesn't work with the person she had beef with. Is what I'm assuming is what was the contract.
Well, the exclusivity deal that they had gotten to, and the deal that they had reached, and the mutual agreement that they had reached, was this person wouldn't work with this other person because this other creator, content creator, had a lot of things that they wanted this person to do. This person was getting very overwhelmed, very overworked, very stressed, as how it was relayed in the messages, was getting very overworked, very overwhelmed, very overstressed, and just wanted to do Cinder's stuff. And Cinder was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And then
Yeah.
communicated through the model creator, communicated through Cinder's manager, who was later found out was also her significant other,
Whoa.
who
Okay.
is still her significant other, but is no longer her manager, because the significant other said a bunch of shit and did manipulate the model creator a good amount and guilt trip the model creator. And it was all explained, and everybody took accountability in the document. And then everybody else in the
How did
replies
they-
to the document,
How did they
lot-
manipulate? They manipulate the creator, the boyfriend, or significant
no,
other?
the boyfriend was talking to the model creator. The boyfriend was not the one being manipulated.
I know. How did they manipulate the model creator? Is what I'm asking.
Very, very guilt trippy messages and very just kind of like, well, if you continue working with them and if you work with so many other people, your models will have less inherent value because more people will have them. Which, in most things, that makes sense. But with art, that's like saying having more fucking Van Gogh paintings would make like the Mona Lisa less valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
That's
I don't
not how it
understand
fucking works
that.
with art. It's not how it fucking works with art. If anything, that would make you more desirable because you're a higher end creator and you could charge more for your
Well,
art.
Yeah, it just gets his name out there more, and it gives him more
Either way,
credibility.
Cinder isn't the one who directly did it, so I don't think she should be getting heat for it. I mean, sure, you could argue that she should have probably paid closer attention or maybe had a direct conversation with the model creator to see that everything's okay. But
She had one conversation with the model creator, which was the model creator coming in to be like, "Oh, hey, this is the exclusivity deal. You cool with it?" And labeled like outlined like or no, Cinder had messaged the model creator and was like, "Hey, so this is what I came up with for the exclusivity deal. Are you cool with it?" Yeah. And then the boyfriend had the manager had messaged a lot saying using we, as in he was speaking for both himself and Cinder, when he was really only speaking for himself and what he
Okay.
thought would benefit Cinder,
Like,
and
Yeah.
it was really not. And then he didn't really have a lot of communication with Cinder about this because Cinder didn't like go through his fucking phone
that's
and
like
his Discord messages and shit.
me or Fenton being like your manager and having an exclusivity deal and then like guilt tripping them to benefit you without your knowledge. I wouldn't say that's your fault. However, I think Cinder
The way that it was
shouldn't.
twisted, the way
I
that
don't
it was
think
twisted,
Cinder.
and
Go ahead.
I just
go
got to
ahead.
say this real quick, just so you kind of understand the like grand scope of it. The way that it was twisted and the way that the different creators that were talking about like trying to take Cinder down, from what I understand, they had come up with this thing where it was they thought that Cinder was speaking through Red because of Red is the boyfriend, redacted is his online username. It's Red for short. Red had been speaking with, we and us when he was referring to himself and what he thought would benefit Cinder.
Yeah.
That's-
Where that's
messed
what I'm saying, and that's how he got the model creator. And then
So
it came to a certain thing and a lot of other stuff, and a lot of other shit happened. Cinder was essentially canceled on Twitter, and then came back with a 50,000 viewers stream 6 months later.
well, yeah, because even
okay, yeah,
either way, bad or good press is still press, so people will tune in even if it's just a hate watch. So there's probably a lot of hate watchers who tune in to that
Yeah.
50,000 stream.
Well, that also proves that people are only cancelable to a point.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because no matter what, if you're big enough, you can't be fucking canceled. If you're big enough, you have fans that are like diehard fans that will not believe anything anybody else says, and they will stand by your side no matter what.
Cinder also did have like a decent defense, I feel like, just basically pushing the blame onto her boyfriend. And also, I think it is still partially her fault because hiring your boyfriend for a manager position without the like qualifications obviously is kind of a bad move, I feel like. And
Yeah,
it was kind of her fault for hiring someone who was not a good manager. And if he gives you a bad look,
you gotta
it's
take
also
risks.
your fault because why are you letting your manager guilt trip people? Like
So she wasn't aware of the guilt tripping and stuff. He hadn't told her about it and any of that, so she wasn't aware of it. But it was like everybody thought that she knew about it, and that's what it was kind of what started the whole thing was they thought she was in on it because of his use
Well,
of us and we.
think about it. Think about it. Even if she did know about it, she would obviously say she didn't to cover her ass. Who knows if she knew about
No.
it? I bet you she knew
The
about
document-
it because they're
in the
significant
document,
others.
In the document, it was like she was pissed at this dude. They had been together for like I think it was like 5 or 6 years at this point. And she
Are we sure
like,
it wasn't
yeah, I
staged?
can't fucking do this anymore.
A staged conversation.
Why would you? No, this was like covered in. It wasn't like the DMs weren't shown, but it was like they both agreed and all that stuff in the document, and that he was like editing the document and putting in footnotes like I did this, I fucked up, admitting his mistakes, she admitted her mistakes, all of that. I was reading through a document and I was looking at it, I was like, so a lot of this seems as though it could have been avoided had Cinder and Silver actually had a fucking conversation, like an actual human conversation where Silver was not like, oh yeah, you're copying me, and Cinder was like, oh, I'm not. Like, had they actually had an adult conversation and worked on that, this could have been fucking remedied very
That's
easily.
the problem with a lot of like beef in general. If you just go up to the person and talk about it, 99% of the time it's gonna be resolved. But people just like to stay behind their phone, have their little goon, in this case the boyfriend, go and talk shit, even though she didn't know about it. I still don't believe that, by the way. There's no way you're dating someone and you don't like see their phone, or you just don't see them like texting or something for you. I mean, it's your business. They're your manager. I feel like you should have tabs on them,
She trusted him to do the right thing because she had been with him before this, and then he had helped her essentially grow from nothing. So he was there from day one, so she trusted him completely with this stuff. He's
probably been doing it from day one, and that's probably a huge reason she got so big, is him doing these manipulative tactics, No. Because if he's been her manager the whole time.
Oh, well, he only became her manager after he had been working with her as her video editor and her like tech support pretty much for
a couple
of years. So she grew to like, I think it was like 200,000 in the first few years.
Yeah.
Without, having a manager. And then it got to the point where she was like, okay, people are starting to ask me about, partnerships and all this stuff. I need a manager to deal with it. And so he went, yeah, I don't have anything else to do. I'm just fucking editing videos for you. We'll hire an editor. I'll be your manager. Mm-hmm. And it worked until the business sense got to them and they stopped seeing it as more of a fun thing and as more of running a business. And that's where with streaming, that goes wrong, because you still have to be a people person for streaming. You can't be all about business.
Yeah, that's the part where people go wrong. When you're streaming, you shouldn't be doing it like for 100% for business. You should be doing it because you enjoy it, and at the end of the day, it is free entertainment to your viewers. You shouldn't have an expectation for them to donate or subscribe or something. Most of your commission you already make through ads, so you shouldn't come in with the expectation.
I don't make shit for ads.
When you have enough viewers, you'll make money from ads.
Currently, I believe I have 60 followers on Twitch. That's also fucking nuts because I got 60 followers on Twitch in the first 4 months of streaming, which is nuts. And I made affiliate. I made affiliate within 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm trying to grind for that partner grind, but I doubt that's going to happen before the end of the year.
All I'm saying is, if you do end up hiring a manager when you're big enough, make sure it is not like Cinder's manager, because you do not want a controversy that. Have your tabs.
I'm massive on communication through that stuff.
And communication is key, for anything in life.
I plan on managing myself, and if I get to the point where I hope I do. I really hope I do, because I do want to make this like a full-time job type thing, where I get to sit down, I get to enjoy myself. I, don't have to stand all fucking day because I have a bad back. So I don't want to, be standing all day walking around. Well, walking around isn't too bad, but standing in one place is fucking horrendous on my back.
Yeah.
But being able to talk to people and being able to meet different like characters and stuff. I say characters, meet the character of different people. Right, and try to get to understand people better and do all that, because fucking autism, I'm not great with people. So...
Well, it seems like there's a great community in VTubing if you connect with people.
I'm going to say, have you met a lot of other VTubers?
Actually, that's like Minecraft server thing that I was talking about?
Yeah, that was like a whole like collection of VTubers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was entirely VTubers, and I'm also in a massive community server on Discord. I'm not really active in it. I need to change that. I've just been way too busy with trying to get a fucking job so I don't lose my house, and trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my internet bill, and trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and this.
Yeah.
And my fucking roommate's leaving within the next few days. He's taking the internet with him because he bought the fucking internet. So I'm not going to have any internet aside from my phone, which is not going to be good for streaming.
Where's your roommate going?
Back to the hometown. He is one of my buddies from high school. So he's going back up there. I'm driving him back up.
All right. Oh, he doesn't have a license or car. They mess up.
Which I would think living in the city would be better for not having a license or any of that, but he's like, I'm just sick of being here.
Yeah, dude. Why would
Dude,
you?
Dang, bro.
Not a country guy. I do not like living in the city, but I will do it until I can afford to have this house moved to the country, because this was my dad's house and it means a lot to me.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so that was pretty much the entire thing. Was she and he prioritized business over, their friends, essentially. They prioritized business over their friends, and they paid for
Over
it.
the whole scene in general too.
Yeah, it's
They
greedy.
didn't care about anyone in the VTubing
Yeah.
scene.
They let the money and the fame get to their heads.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I do a lot of shit for a bunch of different streamers. Like today I spent all fucking day until we started recording this podcast. I had like 2 hours between the hours of like 7 in the morning to about 2 hours before we started recording. I was editing music and I was mixing and mastering music the entire fucking day, and it came out beautifully.
That's
But
cool.
more on that later, because I actually may end up well, no, I won't be able to like stream it or anything, but I may be able to get credited in some of the stuff in that. And I will, if you guys got if the hooligans have an X account, I'll have Ben shoot it to me and I'll
We do not have an X account. Fenton-
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I'll have Fenton make it. I don't really use Twitter.
I do not use X at all. But that
Okay.
could be our next business adventure.
Maybe. Well, I
Try
had
to
a
reach a lot more people.
question to close out the Cinder segment. So,
Yeah.
do you guys think Cinder is guilty or not guilty? Basically,
I think everybody's fucking guilty. I think everybody had a part in it and nobody wants to admit.
Yeah.
I agree. I think there's
think-
more.
Whole ordeal.
I believe Cinder
Scratching my nose.
at least knew something about it more than what she's letting on. Yeah, I believe she was guilty in
All
some
of-
ways, and probably some ways she was just oblivious of what was going
No,
on. But either way, it was
literally
a bad
all of-
situation.
Literally all of the DMs were posted in screenshots in Cinder's document.
Well,
She genuinely had no fucking idea.
there's more You can talk in person.
That
It's
is-
her boyfriend.
that is
it's
true,
Her,
and-
it's her boyfriend. It's not like they're gonna sit next to each other and just DM about this shit.
Yeah, and people brought that up, and it was the main thing with that is when you're like in a social situation and you're talking with your manager in a social situation, you don't always do that when you're at home. Because you have your own responsibilities to look out for. Everybody has their own things to do.
That's why you
have
can't
own
have your
responsibilities
boyfriend
to
be your
do.
manager. It
Yeah,
crosses two
no
lines.
fucking
Crosses
joke,
a
eh?
line. Yeah.
Dumb idea in the first place.
It was not a good idea, and she was like, "Yeah, he has been." So she basically fired him as her manager. He's still with her in a relationship, but she fired him as her manager, and she actually has a proper fucking manager now.
Good. Good.
So
Yeah, like one of the.
Should have done that from the start, bro.
yeah,
Do
no
not
kidding.
date coworkers.
Yeah.
No, it's don't date your boss.
Well, that's the thing.
Specifically,
A
don't
lot
date
of
your fucking. You can date your coworkers, not your fucking boss.
Fenton. So what did you say? You think Cinder guilty, not guilty?
I
In
think
between?
Everyone's kind of guilty.
Okay.
It seemed like a big
scandal.
going on,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, massive streamers, all of the biggest indie VTubers of like, all of the biggest ones, from fucking Shy Lily to Bow the Whale to Cinder to Buff Pup to like Obi Katy Cat, all of that, they were all talking about it. It was Deminishka was talking about it. It was fucking nuts.
Is the common consensus, like the general opinion on the situation, that it's still her fault even after the document was released, or are people more forgiving than that?
The general consensus was it happened in fucking April. It's been 7 months. Nobody gives a shit. That's the general consensus.
Okay.
Like you
People
released
just
this
stop
1,000
caring.
page
Yeah.
1,000 page document 6 months after it happened.
Yeah.
Like
No one gives a shit. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if I saw more of the what they
So she-
actually did to manipulate, I would have a stronger opinion on it.
They
But
got
you-
away with it, right? Like for
you
the
can
most
look
part,
it up
They
and
just got away
shoot
with
you the
it.
doc if you want to fucking read it.
Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's all covered in the overview. It's one of
A
the sections in the
1,000-page
document.
doc is a lot, dude. That's like
The overview is only, I think, 8 pages.
That's
But it's
127 more pages than I'd like to read.
that's a lot of
Lord of the
a lot of the
Rings.
reviews, a lot of the fucking reviews. Yeah, no, dropping a document the size of Stephen King's It
yeah.
is fucking nuts.
It is
Most
it
of
is,
it,
dude,
to be
crazy.
fair, most of it, not a lot of it. Well, I'd say about 2/3 of it was like screenshots, and about 1/3 of it was actually like text and giving context and all
Okay.
that. So, and like, speculation between things, and like, I think this is what happened, but it's speculation. Don't fucking take it as gospel.
Okay.
And that's outlined in the document as like my speculation is outlined to blah blah blah, and then all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to ask you, Whiskey, like,
yes, sir.
what kind of got you interested in VTubing? And yeah, just about that, like your journey in becoming a VTuber, I suppose. Like, what really inspired you? Is there a certain VTuber who made you want to become one, or what?
That's actually really interesting because I had wanted to be I'd wanted to go faceless as a content creator for, since I was 11.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do content creation like, YouTube live streaming. Of course I didn't understand, editing and all that shit back then when I was
Yeah,
in
of
middle
course.
school.
Of course.
But I went through a YouTube channel when I was in middle school, and then I had one when I was in high school. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. Let's not leak it.
I don't remember, honestly. I've probably
I
seen
don't-
it though.
I don't
My
think
old
I've-
my old
I think
gamer
I've seen
tag.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a YouTube channel for that, which I posted some stuff to. That was a lot of just mostly it was unlisted stuff that I would send for people for like 3D printing commissions for Nerf blasters. And
Here to
stuff.
dive into something you said earlier. Is there a particular reason you wanted to be faceless? Do you have a reason for that?
Is it just
I
a
am
brand
inc-
thing?
Are you
I
just
am
self-conscious?
I am incredibly socially anxious, and I wasn't. My mother was not the best in raising me, and so a lot of the parental affection I got was from my dad, who I only saw on weekends because of his job.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with a great image of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the VTubing stuff because it's a way that I can, and this is going to delve a little bit.
You
into
can
the
still
history of
express
VTubing.
yourself. You can still express
Yeah.
yourself without actually
you can-
showing yourself.
You can
Yes.
be open and let people know who you are because obviously you talking about this is this is a hard topic to talk about, but it just makes it easier to
Not
talk
really.
about if you are a VTuber. And
Yeah.
kind of protect your identity.
That is true because if my mother, like I've told my brother and sister, they know that I do like VTubing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't fucking care because my sister's my sister and my brother's
You think your mom would
my
care?
brother.
Yeah.
You think your
brother-
mom
Well-
would care?
He's got bigger problems.
I play. You said it, not me. But the only people that can give him shit are me and my sister. Come on now.
So yeah, continue. So you were talking about high school,
Yeah.
and you made videos, all right?
Yeah, I made videos in high school, and it was mostly clips of Fortnite and stuff. And that was actually a lot of the stuff I did in high school was a lot of unlisted content. So I just send the link to people, and only the people that had the link would see it.
Yep.
And then there would be a thing where after I got out of high school, after I graduated, and I had been kind of on my own for a little bit after I moved to the old house that I lived at, which was not far from Ben's old place.
Yeah.
As he
Oh, yeah.
remembers.
I do
think he'd
remember.
taken me home a couple of times when my truck wasn't working right. Or
Either
when I
me
had-
or Sweck. Probably Sweck.
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
like something Sweck would do.
Yeah. It also wasn't far from Wolf Warriors. It was
Yeah.
kind of like right in between.
Yeah, you were like my only two neighbors, Wolf Warrior and obviously you, so yeah.
Yeah, we were all kitty corner from each other.
I'm close to Wolf Warrior's old place.
Yeah, I fucking flat-towed your Camaro back from his place. I know.
Yeah, that's
You called
a
me,
good
or
story.
my brother had called me or something, and was like, "Hey, Fenn's having trouble with his car," and I was like, "Oh shit, what kind of trouble?" And he goes, "Well, this, and this," and I go, "Oh, "Fuck, all right," and I go over and we diagnosed it, and I believe the consensus was the
Spark plugs?
Mass
I
airflow
think
sensor.
didn't we have to go get spark plugs the first time?
we replaced
Yeah,
we
we
replaced
first
spark
bought-
plugs.
That was
and then we
before
got
we scanned.
wires.
That was before we scanned it detection.
Yeah, and
You
it
didn't get a
came out to
scanner.
be the intake, the mass intake airflow sensor,
Mhm.
or the idle air control valve. That's what it was, the IC. And it was, I mean, that we could not find the part fucking anywhere for less than like $400. By the way, how's that coming along? Did you end up finding one at a junkyard or something?
I still haven't found
Dude,
anything.
it is rotting in his. Dude, he hit it with his truck. It's
I hit
I
it
know
with
he
my
fucked
did.
up.
back.
It is
Yeah,
fucked
you
I
up.
saw
was
me
still
do it, yeah.
there when you fucking did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to work on your truck, I saw the damage. The gas cap was on the ground.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked
I
up, dude.
put that Camaro through the ringer, bro. But that's what happens to your first car. Everyone has a fucked up first car.
My Ranger,
suppose.
the only thing that got fucked up about it was I backed up into a kayak trailer that was my aunt's boyfriend's, and I had to help fix a kayak,
Yeah.
buy a new taillight for my truck, and I was good to go. And
So-
there was a scratch up and down the side of my truck for 2 feet, but it wasn't that bad.
So, as I was saying, did you have a like a VTuber you watched growing up, or someone that like kind of pushed you towards the VTuber direction, or
I'm
did you just make that decision on your own?
I'm kind of going to give, when I do this, I'm going to give a brief rundown of the history of VTubing, which I think you will actually find interesting, because I presume what you think VTubing is, based on what you've seen and what you've been exposed to, not being in the VTubing space, not hearing this and the history, you think it's about role-playing a character online.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
a lot
know.
of people, yes, they're themselves, but they do put on an act, and they do play a character.
I listened to Iron Mouse's like whole story on how they became a VTuber, and it was because they had like a disease or something. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a character personally, but that is a common assumption. I know.
Yeah,
That
a lot
it is
of
just
that-
putting on a character.
But the history of VTubing, and I'm going to get into it and like why I decided to become a VTuber after I had seen some of the VTuber stuff and started to get into it and started to really get into the scene and all of that stuff. I actually first discovered VTubing through I knew it existed, right? And I was like, I was of the assumption that it was like, oh, it's just people like fucking cosplaying on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not just that, because people don't only stream, they make music. This is like how they make their living.
Mhm.
And I found that out around high schoolish. And I found VTubers out and stuff through music, actually. It was a metal cover of the song Circle With Me by Spirit Box that Obi Katie Cat did. And I went to her YouTube and I saw a bunch of VTubers. I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked on it, and it was genuinely entertaining. And I was like, wow, they're just people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a character. They're just themselves with a character
A lot
representing
are.
them. Yeah.
However,
Yeah,
the,
But yeah, I bet there's some that are characters. They just put on
The
an act
majority.
show.
the vast majority is playing a character.
Mm-hmm.
But how it started, when do you think VTubing started?
25. Actually, no, that's way too long ago. I'd say like 2000, probably like 2010. 2010 would be my.
2020
guess.
is when it got big.
That's when it got big, but when it. You mean when it
much
first
closer.
ever happened? When it first ever happened, or when it just got big? 2016 is a
Yeah,
good
Fenn's
guess.
actually right. 2016, 2017. So
Yeah.
that's when it started, and it started as a thing. Live 2D was kind of a thing where it was. I mean, VR Chat had recently released, and everybody was, being themselves while having the face of a character.
VR chat, dude. VR
On
chat
it.
has some weirdos on there, bro.
Not on the worlds I go in. I mostly go in bars.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I've heard really bad things about.
oh,
VR
wait.
chat.
Do you have Phantom Pain whiskey? I've heard about Phantom Pain. You got Phantom Pain? Do you not know what it is?
I know what,
Phantom Menace?
like, Phantom Pain is in, like, I've lost an arm and I can still feel it, like Vietnam Phantom Pain?
In VR chat, there are people who claim to have Phantom Pain when their VR character is like stabbed or hit, and they claim they feel the pain in real life. Is what I'm referring to.
That's some serious Sword Art Online type shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, what? What the fuck?
It's all psychological. I think Phantom Pain's kind of bullshit personally.
Well, with
Do you
having
know what
actual
proximity
Phantom
chat?
Pains,
Do Do you know proximity
Proxchat?
chat?
Yeah.
Dude, he's so funny, dude. He just trolls those weird like
I thought you meant the like
role
concept
players.
of proximity chat.
No, there's
Yes,
a
I know who the content creator is too.
yeah,
Yes.
the creator proximity chat, dude. He's like
Yeah,
the boogeyman. He's like the boogeyman of VR chat, bro. It's so funny.
Yeah. No, but a lot of the like how VTubing got started and stuff, and it was initially because VR chat had just launched, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm going to use it for roleplay and yada yada yada," and then people were like, "Oh, I don't want to be associated with that, but I still want to be able to be myself, but not show my face online."
Yeah,
And
of
that was
course.
initially what it started as, right? Because people that were either too anxious to show their face online, didn't have high self-esteem, or just didn't want to show their face online, they could do this, draw something, have it rigged, have a like system like used that they could do all their stuff in.
So
Yes,
I
definitely.
think VTubing is just like a natural progression in that because like the first like faceless YouTuber I can remember is like H2O Delirious.
Yeah, that's exactly who I thought
That-
of
I was
too.
gonna say
That's-
Stampy Longnose or Dan TDM.
Yeah, I think Dan TDM had
He has a face
switched-
reveal. H2O
He
doesn't
did
have
do
a face reveal.
a while ago.
But for a long time he was faceless, but like H2O they all have recognizable images. Like Stampy had his cat skin, Dan TDM had his like his
The Diamond
character,
Minecart.
Yeah, the diamond.
Trioris and stuff.
Yeah, Dr.
and then
Trioris.
And then H2O has his
H2O
ski mask.
had the
Ski
hockey
mask.
mask guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hell
I
yeah.
just think it's like a natural progression to where you have this image of you, and then you have the image of you actually become you.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Dream did a face reveal because he was faceless for a long time, and people had such high expectations for him.
You set a brand.
Yeah,
is
and
what
your
you
brand
set.
is what your image is, or how you've portrayed your image.
Yes. And at some point, I would like to do a face reveal just so I'm not constantly in a fucking gas mask in my basement. Or, wearing.
Well, hey, if you ever have a gas leak,
cover.
you're covered with the gas mask. If you ever have a gas leak, you know.
If I ever
Yeah.
gas leak, my fucking carbon monoxide alarms are gonna go nuts.
Yeah. Good luck streaming while that's happening.
Yeah, just you hear.
Yeah.
That would be pleasing. Very pleasing.
Oh god, that would be. I'm in the middle of an ASMR stream, and all you hear is. In the fucking background, I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck, gas leak!
Oh yeah.
That would be. Hey,
Or if
that
you're
would be a
working
nice
on
clip, dude.
guns, there might for some reason be a spark and it would light it up. The gas leak.
Light it up like Friday night, baby!
Oh yeah.
No, but why I got into it was the initial reason it was created. It was popularized, however, in 2019, 2020 during the pandemic because a lot of people were, they'd go to their conventions and whatnot and they'd roleplay as characters. Suddenly, all of that was closed and they still wanted to be able to do it. So
Yeah,
a
so
lot
they
of
did it
them,
online. Yeah.
a lot of them put VT or, VTuber in their profile and set, commissioned an art piece or drew their own and had it rigged. And it's really kind of interesting to see how that all worked. If you actually look at like the progression of how it went down and all that stuff, it's really interesting to see.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of the people that I recently did a Phasmophobia collab with a few other VTubers, and I filled them in on that little tidbit, like the history of VTubing. And they were like, I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So-
I didn't know about that either. until
Now
this
they
year.
know. Yeah. No, my buddy fucking told it to me. He's like, why do you want to become a VTuber? And I was like, well, I want to show my face online. I don't want to show my face online quite yet, but I want to show my like reactions and expressions and be myself online. And he was like, I fucking respect that. So, here I am.
Yeah,
So-
it seems like something that gets very like stigmatized, but it's a diverse group of people, and it's all for a good reason. Like there's nothing bad with VTubing. It's just preferring privacy and still wanting
to express yourself. Yeah, I don't have any issues with VTubing. Obviously, there's a lot of like stereotypes with them, but a lot of them are not
and
true.
we're gonna get into that in a second here. And
'cause I'm not really associated with VTubers and like anything that's going on, so a lot of the stuff you guys have been saying has been going over my head, and a lot that I do know about VTubing is based off of those like astigmatisms that are surrounded around.
stigmas, not a stigmatism is what I have. It's why I have to wear fucking glasses.
Yeah, Me too. Oh my god. Yeah, I have astigmatism. I have terrible astigmatism.
Dude, so do I. I'm halfway to legally blind. Like,
Me too. My astigmatism is so bad. Not even like LASIK could fix it.
Whiskey, why don't you give your character, or what's it called? I don't know.
my
But
Yeah,
model
I try
Hey, your
not
model,
to
why don't you give it glasses?
in
The
V2,
model
I
glasses.
will.
stigma around VTubing really affect what I think about it because I still
Yeah.
think it has good intentions and it's still a positive thing overall.
Yeah, overall, it's a positive thing, you know.
And shit, if you ever want to learn more about it or anything, you have my number. I think you have my new number. If not, I'll DM it to you. But
Yeah, I always have contacts with you, so
yeah,
Right.
yeah. At the very least, you could DM Ben,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I can and then get in touch and
So
clear shit up. But
we heard about the why you became a VTuber. So do you want to get into anything about like yourself outside of VTubing, like hobbies, anything like that, interests?
I was actually, because the history of VTubing does kind of tie into why it's kind of gatekept as a community. We're mostly female streamers.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
That it does tie into that, because a lot of the people that did that with the role playing and stuff, this is what gave VTubing such a bad name. A lot of the people that did the role playing and all that stuff were, weird fucking people. And by weird, I don't mean like eccentric like myself. I mean weird as in like
like
Incels.
Valorant gooners.
if
Like
if
incels,
Gary
yeah.
Gary Plauché saw them, he would do what he did. Again, like Ben gets it. But
Yeah.
no, so a bunch of not great people, and that kind of got stigmatized as and that was a lot of the male VTuber community, because a lot of them were, as you said, incels, and they couldn't find anybody outside of it, so they were the weird people that like treated it as a dating thing, which has apparently been weirdly resurrected, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. People are doing it more and more, and it fucking pisses me off.
That's why I love proximity chat so much, because he's like the Batman, bro, of VR chat. He goes to those dating servers and he just trolls them, bro. It's so funny.
Oh, God.
He reveals them, bro. And age players too, dude. Age players are so weird.
I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, people who like play as a little baby, dude, in
What
like
the fuck?
in
Like,
like VR
I-
chat. Yeah,
Like,
they
I
role
get
play as a
having-
baby, dude.
I
It's
get having
fucking
mommy
crazy.
issues, but that's on another fucking level, dude.
It's quite frankly disgusting, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty
Yeah.
you're playing as a child and doing
Yeah.
adult themes as as pretending to be a child. It's weird. It's creepy.
That is what is known in Japanese culture as a lolicon.
Oh,
I don't like those.
I hate that. I hate that
Yeah,
so
dude,
much.
that's what Welcome to the NHK is about.
I don't want to know what that is.
It's an anime.
The anime. Yeah, it's one of my least favorite animes. I watched it. It's terrible. It's just about. Oh wait, no, not that.
Okay.
Not the.
What were you thinking about? And
What's a Japanese incel?
I don't know. I don't know if there's like a different word for it or
They had
a creep,
some kind
probably
of
a
a name
creep.
for it.
Oh my god, I'm trying to think of what it's.
It starts with an S.
I can look it
Shinigami.
up. Shinigami.
Yeah, I'm like, Shinigami is not what you're looking for there. I'm gonna feel stupid when Ben says it, because I know the term.
Japanese incel. It starts with an S.
Yeah, S like yeah.
I don't know.
Wait,
It doesn't say anything. I don't know.
okay. It doesn't matter.
Um,
The NHK sucks.
Yeah, let me look up the.
Well, Whiskey, do you have anything else you want to like, I don't know, dive into about yourself or VTubing? And if you don't, we can move on to a different topic.
Yeah, I was gonna get into the like the stigma and whatnot, and why the corporate communities are so gatekept, and why it's very, very rare for a male streamer, a male VTuber, to get into those. Because
Yeah, it's 'cause
we
you have a bad
talked little
rep.
bit- We
Bad
had
rep.
talked a little bit about us. Like, you had asked if I were to be offered a contract with a corporate, would I do it? It's a lot like signing a record deal, where you
Yeah.
have to go over everything, and it's don't fucking sign until you have somebody that is legally, legally versed, look over the document, so you know you're not getting fucked over.
Yeah, of course.
And that's a tough thing, because obviously I would love to. I would love to have that kind of support, and I would love to, be able to, make those kinds of friends and have those kinds of friends and people to hang out with, to network with, to discuss all that stuff. But at the same time, being a male VTuber, there are a lot of stigmas to it. And there are a lot of people that think like, oh, you're a male VTuber, you must be a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, or just there for trying to date, because that's what the whole like thing was that they commonly did. That's like yeah, that's just an assumption, and it's not true. Just because it's happened before doesn't mean every single male VTuber is looking for
To be
dating.
fair, on that note, on that, like, on the other, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Obviously, I'd love to get signed to a fucking agency, dude. Are you kidding me? But playing devil's advocate, would you rather play it safe and have your current talents be safe and comfortable? Or would you rather have somebody on that seems like a good idea, find out it's a really bad idea, and then get a really bad rep for it?
I'd rather keep it safe, personally.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd play the safe route.
It's a business decision based on statistics.
Oh, so they're not. So you're saying they don't sign male VTubers because there's a higher likelihood of them being a bad person, which would give them a bad rep for hiring? Is that
There's a higher likelihood of them be like.
Oh
There's
my gosh.
always a likelihood with any person being,
that shouldn't be legal, dude? That's like, oh my gosh,
It's not
That's like
discrimination,
having. That's like
not
having white.
discrimination.
That's like having. That is discrimination. That's like having white-only schools and
Yeah, that's like
saying
you only
black people
hire
can't
women.
go because
No,
of these assumptions. That's stupid.
No, because a lot of these agencies and a lot of like the smaller agencies and stuff do give them a chance, but a lot of them genuinely turn out to be bad fucking people, and so they play it safe, as you fucking should. And it just turns out to be a shitty situation.
Well, that's why you do a
Like me.
background check. You can't just make assumptions because it's a male VTuber. That's like assuming.
Okay, is it like they outright don't hire
No, they
men
do.
VTubers, or do they just hire them and they're cautious with like contracting them, or like what is outlined in their contract?
To my knowledge, because technically Hololive is an idol organization, meaning if you know anything about Japanese culture, idols are like the female pop stars.
I do know about
That-
idols.
that's-
That's a whole thing, dude. It's terrible
Yeah.
how they're treated.
Yeah, no, in the VTubing community, they're actually treated pretty fucking well, unless, you were signed to VShojo, in which case you got fucked. But, no, the rest of it, it was, a lot of them are, like, idol companies and stuff. And a lot of the other thing is they don't want to even take the chance of having a male in that situation, because a lot of idol culture and stuff, a lot of having, like, the male managers and whatnot, sure, not everybody's like this. But enough are, and enough will be, weird and, sexually aggressive, that it is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's because people fucking do that. It's fucked up, but people fucking do it.
Is it the majority of male VTubers? If it's not the majority, I don't think you should always just make that assumption just because it's more likely. Because as I was saying earlier, it is kind of like, like, I don't know, it's discrimination. It is discrimination.
It's a dual-sided coin, right? So because you've got your, like, I'm gonna translate this to like modern, like, American culture, right? Because right now we're VTubing started in Japan. It's a very Japanese culture, being with anime-based faces and all that stuff. So we're gonna translate it to more like modern, like, American culture and stuff that we here on the homeland understand. There are a lot of, like, Western culture has a lot of issues with, and everybody does ultimately, but Western culture has a lot of issues with women being, assaulted physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it does matter, but
Societal.
Yeah, and that's just that's a thing. So since men are more likely to do those kinds of things like sexual violence, should you not hire them? No,
Well,
you should still hire them. You just do a background check. That's what VTuber industries should do.
the thing with that, and the reason you say that, because a lot of people that are, released from prison and whatnot for those sorts of crimes, if they are released on parole or something like that, and they go to work at Walmart, they can work there because it is a It is a supervised position. However, if you're a VTuber, there are a lot of unsupervised things you do. Like, you're obviously not going to have your manager watching every fucking stream. Your manager's going to be busy with a lot of other things. However, if you're, like, in that situation and somebody was known for that, like, known for those types of things, those agencies straight up won't hire them because the comfort of, the comfort level and the mental stability of the people that they currently have signed is more important than somebody that they don't have signed.
Wait, so you're telling me even if they had like a bad history, they would still sign them? Because I feel like they just shouldn't. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, because that's what I think.
If you have a bad history, they straight up won't fucking sign you.
That's what I think. You shouldn't assume a guy VTuber is out there for like these kinds of things unless there's anything supporting it in their prior history, and you shouldn't make that assumption even if it is more likely to happen eventually.
The issue with that is you don't know until you know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Right?
And that's fine.
Because a lot of people hide it. And then they do things behind the scenes, they do dirty shit behind the scenes, and it becomes a problem, and it becomes a PR issue, and then everybody's uncomfortable, nobody wants to do this anymore, and it becomes nobody wants to associate with this person, and everybody's uncomfortable and doesn't trust the company, doesn't trust the managers, doesn't trust the hiring managers, doesn't trust HR. It's a whole fucking thing.
I have two good examples of this in like a different situation. One bad apple shouldn't expire. You shouldn't throw out a whole batch of apples because there's one bad apple. And two, no, you should not. You should not.
I'm ServSafe certified. I am ServSafe certified. If you have
a
batch of apples
maybe
and one apple is rotten, it is FDA.
Okay, I'll say it like this then. Just because there's one bad apple doesn't mean all apples are bad. That's better. Just because there's one bad apple doesn't mean all apples are bad.
Is, Ben,
what?
The thing is with that. Hold on. With that, Ben, with what you're trying to say, I understand what you're trying to say. Like, not all men are bad.
Yeah.
On the other side, not all men are good. And if you trust somebody,
and you can say the same thing about women. Not all women are good. Not all women are are bad. It's a double standard. I don't understand.
That's ultimately that is what it is, because I've not personally met a lot of the stuff that I did for the Minecraft server, the V-Civilization. We a lot of VTubers there were male VTubers, and not one of them was a bad person. I've talked to almost every fucking one of them. They're genuinely good people that just want to, have fun, make a living if they can. And that's where it's at. And there are a lot of male VTubers that are large, right? It's not nearly as many as female VTubers, but there are a lot that are successful. Yeah. And
yeah.
It's just with the corporate thing, with like what Fenton was saying, you can't be sure that none of the other apples in the bunch are rotten. You can't be sure that every single other one is good.
Yeah, but you still can't. You still can't assume each one is rotten because there is a rotten one. And this is another. Here's another example I wanted to say. So, say there's like a male-dominated industry, because as you're saying, VTubing seems to be woman-dominated, at least.
It is extremely female-dominated
in the corporation standpoint.
Both in the indie and corporate standpoint, because there are a lot of female VTubers out there that more female VTubers out there, considerably more, have made it, or have some form of being able to make a steady check off of content creation, a lot more than male VTubers.
Yeah,
that's also, I have one more thing to add about that. That's also marketability, because if you have a fucking man doing this shit, and we'll take out people assuming that you're weird because you're doing it, right? We'll take that out of the fucking picture completely. So, even so, most of the people, the vast majority of people that watch VTubers are men. I don't think I have one female viewer. Out of the 60 that I have, I don't think I have one. I'm being dead fucking serious.
That's just a general thing that men just kind of like play video games more. They watch content more. That's just a general.
Yeah, because females have, they enjoy socialize. Generally, not true, not like all of the time. Generally, they enjoy socializing more.
Yeah, and this is what I was gonna say. So like, I'll use the job of being a mechanic as an example because I'm pretty sure it's mostly a male-dominated industry. That's like
Yeah,
having a
definitely.
applicant who is very like actually successful and male applicants who are like average and choosing the male applicant because it's a safer choice because you're assuming based on a stigma that oh all women are bad mechanics because some of them are and there's
I
not
was just
many
about to get into that.
woman mechanics.
I
That
was
is the
just about
same
to get into that.
situation as this and I'm pretty sure is illegal in the states to discriminate because that is discrimination
There is
and
actually
that is
there is
discrimination in VTubing. I
there is a
strongly
thing
believe
with
that.
that. If you have established yourself and you have proven that you are not a bad, because just being you, being real, being from where we are, seeing people, drive and work on cars as they do, and
Yeah,
understanding that a lot of, even so, a lot of women think that mechanic is a man's job, right?
anyone can do
No,
it.
it can be anybody's
Anyone can
fucking
do
job.
it. Yeah.
You're talking to a mechanic. Anybody can fucking. It's like gunsmithing. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
If
Anyone can
you
do anything.
if you put in the work and you know what you're doing,
And the
you
same
can
thing
do it.
goes with VTubing. Anyone can do it. You shouldn't assume since it's a guy doing it that they're just some creep trying to date someone. You know, I don't understand. I don't understand why. Um, I mean, I understand why corporations do it, but I don't think it should be allowed. And obviously, like you have like already cemented yourself that you're not like weird like that. So I feel like someone in your position who has
I have
streamed
60
for
followers on Twitch. They wouldn't even.
okay,
They'd look at my application and throw it out the fucking window.
I know for that reason. I'm talking about the reason being that you're just a guy. Like even if you were successful and you're just a guy, I don't think they shouldn't just not consider you because you're a guy, and they likely would. And that is discrimination at the end of the day. Even if you had a good
If
reputation and you cemented
I
yourself
have
as a
something to
pretty
say
chill
about that.
guy. All right, go ahead.
I do have something to say about that. Because I have seen from a lot of like the VTubers I've seen and stuff, it's not even just that. It's you have to prove that you can not only you can be professional, but that you can be good with people, that you can understand people, that you can click with people, that you can, do all these different things. And I mean generally and genuinely statistically and biologically and emotionally, women are more connected to other people. They
Okay,
have a higher tolerance and a higher capacity for empathy.
this is what I think as well. So
Genetically.
when a corporation is scouting out a new VTuber to sign, they they can see those things through doing research, watching their streams, and if they
Yes.
see a woman applicant and a male applicant, say the male applicant they've seen do those things well. In this case, let's say they did it more better than the female applicant. They would likely still choose the female applicant because it's the safer choice because of a statistic. I don't think that's okay. I think if you cement yourself as showing those qualities that they are looking for, they shouldn't decline you the opportunity just because you're a male and males in the industry have given it a bad look.
That's as I said before. That's not the only reason though, because you have like, if there's a male applicant that there's like a thing and a bunch of male applicants apply and whatnot, and you have the choice. And you have a bunch of female applicants and a bunch of male applicants, and so you have essentially at that, and they're all on similar levels of I have established myself in the community. This is who I am. This is
So
what
they're
I do.
all equally qualified, is what you're saying in this
They're
situation.
all equally qualified in this situation, and you as a talent scout, you look at that and you understand that. But also as a talent scout for a major company like this, for a corporation, you have to look at what is marketable. What are people going to watch more? What are people going to want to watch more? That's a lot of, and this is part of the entertainment industry. And the entertainment industry is a lot of it is what looks better. It's not a lot of it is not who's more qualified. A lot of it is what looks better, who looks better, how's it going to be able to be marketed,
Do you think it's
who's better for the role.
Do you think it's fair
Do I
to
think it's fair?
the
Fuck no.
yeah to the male VTubers trying to get out there, but they're already at
Life
a
ain't fucking fair.
disadvantage? You're basically climbing up a taller hill than the female VTubers have to, and I that is definitely not fair. And yeah, there is more appeal to women, and as you said, there are more male viewers, and obviously more male viewers might want to watch a female because they're let's face it, gooners. But I'm sure so much of our viewers are males, by the way. I doubt we have a single female viewer on the
Yeah,
Hooligans
no,
podcast.
that's funny because I was watching the Unsubscribed podcast the other day. I was listening to it, and there was a joke that they were doing. It was an old episode that I was listening to. It was a segment from it, and they were like, I think it was who was it? It was the fat electrician. He had said something. He was like, I think it would be fucking hilarious if we just had a segment of the show on Pepperbox where we just like brought single women. We got single women to date Brandon and brought them into his house to see exactly what would happen, because apparently he has the most single fucking straight male house that you could think of. Like he's got one of those bowls next to the door allegedly. Like, you know, you throw your keys in it and whatnot. He's got keys, he's got mints, and then he's got a fucking pistol, a suppressed pistol in there.
God
He's
damn.
got an AK taken apart sitting on the counter, an RPG-7 in the corner, and his couch is made up of a bunch of different blankets that have been stacked together to look like a couch. With a TV on a cardboard box on the other side of the room. Like,
Hell yeah, brother.
He's
peak
living the life, man.
peak male fucking living if you're not like, you know, and obviously he has his setup and whatnot, but that's at his office. I don't think that's at his house. I think that's at his office and studio, his gunsmithing studio.
Here's
But-
another example relating, like, males watching it more. OnlyFans, you know, there's a lot more female OnlyFans stars than there are male, because most people who watch it are male, because males, I think it's because testosterone, they just, in general, are more, I guess, horny, you know, than females, so they look for it in different ways. Also, I don't know if you know about this, but there's a lot more males who are lonely. Like, there's a ton of lonely
Yeah.
males than there are females, because I feel like in general, it is easier to find, like, love as a female than it is a male, just because it's more competitive in males than it is for
There
females.
is
I don't
genuinely-
subscribe to any of that stuff.
Then
No,
OnlyFans, yeah, and I don't think any of us
No.
do.
The whole male loneliness epidemic.
You don't
No,
believe
but
in
that
it,
is-
or
I can
it is definitely a
explain to
fact.
you
It is a fact.
statistically, I can explain to you statistically and psychologically why it is true.
you really
I
don't
have- I
believe
have looked into this.
males are more lonely
Because-
than females? It is definitely just a fact.
Because, yeah, and would you like me to explain it real quick?
I would like you to, for Fenton's sake.
So, basically, it's a lot of it was, note how the like the birth rate and everything in America was good until about the 20s. That's when a lot of like dating apps and social media came out and became real popular. And it was because people would post themselves with insanely doctored pictures and be like, oh, you know, look at me, I'm so beautiful, post it. Or a guy would be like, hey, look at me, I'm so fucking sexy and hot, and then post it. And then it would, I had to do the Riz face for that one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They would,
Put that on the Tinder profile. Heck yeah. Another thing, guys are a lot more chronically online, Fenton, than women are.
that is,
Therefore, they don't have social interaction, so they are lonely. They are lonely because they stay inside all day. And Peyton, I know you. I mean, oh my gosh, Fenton, I know you know this because we have friends who are chronically online and do not go outside, and they are
Hey, fuck
lonely as
you.
hell. Not you, not you, not you.
You have friends that do.
And they're all guess what? They're all guys. They're all guys. Firsthand, we have experienced the male loneliness epidemic, and there's more reason than that. Go ahead, Whiskey.
genuinely, there is like, because there are girl failures and shit too, right? There are women that don't have a fucking social life and don't want to associate because they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, or they just don't want to fucking do it. They're just
Yeah.
too lazy to fucking go touch grass, or they, you know, don't have a life or whatever. But the whole thing with like the male loneliness epidemic, I don't like that name.
What would you rather
Because
call it?
I would rather call it the social stigma around, you know, fuck, hold on, I gotta put my thoughts, I think in concepts, not words, so I gotta put my fucking thoughts into words here, give me a second.
Okay. Yep. Take your time.
It's less so, because obviously, I mean, yes, it is an epidemic, but it's not like men can't change it if they try.
Yeah,
But
of course.
the thing
Anyone
is
can
with
change it if they try. If they actually go out and try, go out, talk to people, you know, you won't be lonely. But
Yeah. An epidemic is something that sweeps the country that nobody can help, like COVID-19. Nobody could fucking see that shit coming. Nobody could help that. With the rise of social media,
I do agree with that.
everybody saw this shit coming. Everybody saw this shit being like, oh, we're the perfect couple and whatnot. And then people
Gosh. I have something
fucking
to say
looking
after this.
people looking at all that shit and going like, oh yeah, we're not doing this. You're not putting in your fucking part. You've raised your hand. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude.
Hold on. I got
I
a
just
little
had
more to yap
I just had a thought, bro. I just had a
Oh, this is about to go
brain
bad.
thought. So another
I can
thing.
smell the smoke.
Another thing. So with these, I'm just gonna keep calling it epidemic, but I'm not saying it's hopeless. Obviously, guys can get out of their shell
We're gonna run a
and
lot longer than 2 hours.
get out.
Today.
But yeah, we can go a little longer. It's okay. So
Yeah.
AI, specifically AI like girlfriends,
my
that is
God.
increasing
Oh
the
my
male.
God.
Loneliness for both females and males.
Do you know
I
why?
guarantee you, males use it more than females. Though, just saying.
Do you know why?
Why? Because guys are horny and they want someone to roleplay with.
Not only that. Do you know why it's such a big thing?
What, dude?
No,
Pleasure has been a
psychologically,
huge thing for like a
No,
why?
I'm not talking about being horny and getting off.
Okay.
I'm talking about specifically why AI and shit. Because a lot of people that are a lot of people are lacking in like, you know, social warmth and shit because of how everybody treats everybody like shit. So it's more of like it's an easy way to get, even if it is artificial, it's an easy way to get affection.
Yeah, and that's the
people
sad
are
thing. They get affection from something that isn't even real.
But it's,
Like-
it's an unnatural source of affection. If you're trying to
Yeah.
get natural affection from someone, there's always natural gives and takes to it.
Definitely.
It's just an easy way to get affection from something that's not gonna reciprocate anything to you.
Yeah, it's really depressing seeing guys just, you know, have an AI girlfriend or someone they talk to, but they're not even real, you know?
Yeah.
And it just feeds their loneliness. Like, sure, they feel like I'm finally talking to someone.
And
It's
companies
not
profit off of
anyone.
this.
Yeah, they profit off a male
Profit a
loneliness.
shitload off of that.
Dude, how do you think OnlyFans models make so much money, dude? That's literally their job is they profit off of male horniness, dude. That's like the whole
Parasocialism,
market.
that's what it's called. Parasocialism.
Yeah, it's really sad.
That's what a lot of, I disagree with this heavily, but that's what a lot of like VTubers and shit like get their money from too, is men that are lonely that just want to have somebody to talk to them.
I'm sure
and so
that's
they-
a huge. I'm sure that's a part of it. You know.
So they go into these streams, right, where it's like, you know, oh okay, it's a moniker of, you know, oh, cute anime women, whatever, and you go into it and you start talking to them, and then some people get emotional attachments to these people.
Yeah, like they think they know them, but they've never
Yeah.
actually met you.
No, you've never interacted with them once.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And some
It's
people actually
fucking nuts.
go, and that's why it's safe to be a VTuber because some people,
Yeah.
like for example, Amaranth, she's a
Oh my
famous
God, I heard
OnlyFans.
about that,
She had
yeah.
a stalker, dude, and it was fucking crazy. The whole
What?
story with her stalker.
I remember that.
Dude, the police
oh
didn't
my
even
God.
take it seriously or nothing, dude. Because apparently it's not a crime to stalk, or
It
unless
is.
you actually do something. Unless you actually do something. I don't know. They did
Unless
the
you're-
cops just didn't take
unless
it
you're, like-
seriously in the
Yeah,
situation.
unless you're doing something like criminal photography or something like that, it's technically not illegal. It's
Yeah.
creepy as fuck.
They were
and
just-
it should be illegal,
yeah.
but because there's no verifiable way and variable way to prove it, it can't
Yeah.
be.
Oh my gosh! Do you know Emiru, the streamer Emiru? There
Dude,
was
I
a
heard
huge
about
thing that
that,
happened
yeah.
with her recently, and this
She
is
got
another
assaulted
thing
at TwitchCon.
about male loneliness. Is they watch the streams and they think they have a personal connection. Some guy went to her meet and greet and just fucking grabbed her and tried forcefully kissing her. It was crazy, dude. It is crazy.
That's what it was.
Yeah, some guy went to her meet and greet at TwitchCon. He went up to her, grabbed her. The Twitch security sucked. They didn't do crap about it. And he grabbed her and tried kissing her, and she screamed, and her own security had to come up and push the guy away. Dude, and Twitch didn't even want to press charges until Emiru complained about it. So,
Yeah, that's.
as I said, Twitch is
parasocialism.
a fucked up company, dude. It is fucked in some regards in
Dan
to how they
Clancy
treat
is
people.
Dan Clancy is incredibly based in some regards, such as like the firearm laws and shit. Other ways, he's not so fucking based. Do you know where he was when that happened? Dan Clancy
Where?
is the CEO of Twitch, by the way.
Yeah.
He was at a party drunk off his ass. He wasn't
Yeah,
even at
dude.
TwitchCon. Like, I feel like you should be there for the biggest convention of your company.
Of your
I feel like you should be
platform.
there
Yeah,
representing
you should be
yourself
there.
and
Yeah.
representing your company. But different people have different views on that sort of stuff. And it is what it is, ultimately. But it is still, in the parasocialism and stuff, ultimately that is part of the entertainment industry. That is part of being a public figure. Because that's what entertainers are, that's what VTubers are, that's what streamers are, that's what all that is. They're a public figure, right? Same as like a celebrity would be, because a celebrity would be like a movie star or somebody that's, you know, rich and famous and whatnot, that people think they like find them entertaining in movies and whatnot, and then think that character is that person in real life.
Yeah.
And they think that they have a connection with them because they think that they know them, when in reality they only know the character, and it becomes a parasocial relationship. That's a one-sided relationship where the other person doesn't even fucking
Yeah, they
know
don't
you
even
exist.
know you. This is something I hate with streamers. Some streamers like go deep into it and they act like they're taking advantage basically of their parasocialness and loneliness.
I hate that.
And they just make it way worse for them.
Didn't Pokimane used to do that?
Dude, I bet Pokemon's viewers are
Thought
mostly
so.
male, so I mean
Yeah.
Pokimane tried like making it so everyone had to like give her some money to watch her or something. Dude, I don't
That's
know.
nuts.
I don't like Pokimane.
You
She
should
she made
your
him.
content behind a fucking paywall.
No, it wasn't a paywall, it was an ad wall. She made the ad just like out the wazoo, so you would have to actually pay like her sub or something to watch it without ads.
I run 3 minutes every hour, and because I run 3 minutes every hour, I don't have pre-rolls. And that
Yeah.
really helps with viewer retention.
Oh, yeah, pre-rolls are... That's the one thing I'll always say Twitch needs to make an optional thing for you to have. And
Once you hit affiliate, I'm just going to say, on my affiliate dashboard, there is, if you go below 3 minutes every hour, so if you go, like, you can set it to whatever period you want. Like, you can have a minute 30 every 30 minutes, you can have a minute every 20 minutes, you can have 3 minutes every 60, which is what I have it set to. If you at least have 3 minutes of ads per hour, you will be automatically taken out of pre-rolls.
I thought
However,
pre-rolls were always there. Like, when someone
No.
joins the stream, they were always hit by ads, no matter what. I thought was it.
No, if you have, like, if you click onto one of my streams, you won't get fucking pre-rolls because I disabled it.
Oh, okay.
Once you get to 3 minutes every hour, it enables the ability for you to disable pre-roll ads. So I don't have pre-roll ads. I never plan to have pre-roll ads because, I mean, as somebody, you know, as a growing content creator, pre-roll ads are the fucking devil. Because everybody clicks onto the stream and they're like, oh, hey, let's click this.
20
and they
ads.
Click it.
Cut
Yeah, and
off.
it's like fucking 5 minutes of ads, and it's like, oh, well, I don't want to sit through
Yeah.
5 minutes of ads to watch
Because they don't
somebody
know
I've
you
never seen
yet.
before.
They don't have a
Exactly.
chance to know you yet, so they don't want to stay around for 5 minutes of ads. No one would. I wouldn't, you know, if I don't know the streamer. And that's why it's so hard to grow on Twitch. These pre-roll ads makes it so hard. And that's why so many people view bot. Because it says, oh, there's a big number, so hey, maybe I'll stick around for 5 minutes to see why everyone's watching the stream.
Yeah, I keep getting those fucking bots in my chat that are like, buy cheap viewers at streamboo.com. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that shit.
Yeah, it's called boosting. It's not a good practice. Do you know the streamer Penguin Z0 or Moist Critical?
I know Charlie. I know about him.
He recently disabled donations and he went public with his actual earnings. And he's my favorite streamer, I would say. And he's just really just humble and noble. And that's the reason I like him so much, is because he knows content should be free, because at the end of the day, you are just providing entertainment and it should be free. And
If
you
people
might
want to
make
donate,
money.
they can feel free to donate.
Yeah, and you might make money through ads, which is your main source of income. Charlie ended up turning off donations through all ways possible because he already makes so much money through, ads. So he doesn't need it in his sponsorships and deals already.
Yeah. It's like, you don't need to fucking pay me to do this shit. I do this shit because I love doing it, and I make enough doing it.
He already
with
makes enough
the
money.
deals that I have.
Yeah. So I just think it's
Yeah.
really humble and noble of him, and I wish more streamers, I guess, did that, because there's streamers who just keep begging for money and act like they don't have much money when they're making so much money. And then there's people who would need the money more, which is probably a viewer who is making minimum wage, and Charlie just outright said, yeah, you need the money more than I do. Keep your money. I don't need your money, and, I just think that's a good... He's the first streamer to do that, by the way, so I think it's at least big
That's
streamer
awesome.
to do that. So I'm really happy with the Tony set for that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, because a lot of people look up to Charlie. A lot of people look up to him and, not really idolize him, but see him as kind of a figure to look up to and as a
I certainly do. He's a big reason I even
role
wanted
model.
to start
That's what it is, a role model.
podcasting. Honestly, he used to
Yeah.
be in a podcast called The Official Podcast, and I used to listen to it a lot. And I don't know, Charlie's always been a huge inspiration to me, and I've been watching him forever now. So yeah.
Yeah,
I'm happy with
fair.
I'm
That's
happy
valid.
with how he is. If
Yeah,
you were to
he's-
ask
he's
me
a
who was
good
my
fucking guy.
inspiration for starting the podcast, I would say Moist Critical, Penguin Z0, Charlie.
Oh, I still haven't answered that. Oh god. So the
Have you
people
figured
that
it out yet?
Initially, so there are a number of VTubers that actually like. I'm looking at my second monitor over here just so I can take a look at because there were a few. I didn't meet most of them until after. So yeah, that would be like. Honestly, a lot of the big ones for me to become a VTuber, a lot of the VTubers that inspired me were, there was one that I had found, as I said, OB Katy Cat, because, you know, I love metal music. I'm a big fucking metalhead. I like heavy hard rock music, metal music, whatever the fuck. And she does a lot of, like, metal music and does VTubing, and I was like, ooh, interesting. So that is
cool.
possible. And on top of that, there was a couple of people that I found this January, or February or some shit like that, when I was working on the car at Mom's, when I was doing the transmission. I was driving back to the house that I lived at, and I had seen something. I was like, oh hey, this is neat. It's a couple of it was two VTubers streaming together that always stream together. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I clicked on the video, I listened to it on the way home, and I was like, wow, they genuinely have a good vibe going on, and they genuinely do this, and they enjoy doing this. It's not like a fake vibe like a lot of the stuff with like the corporate stuff where they're talking to each other constantly and they kind of ignore chat. No, they talk to each other, they share chat, they talk to chat like in between each stream, and they like actually communicate with their community, which I think is also important. Actually being a part of your own community and being active.
Yeah, of course.
And they are, like, every day they're on the Discord and shit and talking, which I think is really cool. But
And obviously you can do that to a point. Eventually when you get too big, it is harder to interact with everyone, but while you still can, it is good to interact with your fan base, obviously.
yeah, and they've got, let me find another Discord server here. Where is it? There it is.
So, Whiskey,
They have 500 people in their fucking Discord server.
so we had another person who liked metal music on,
Yeah.
Spitezil.
Spite, yeah, my man.
Earlier.
Yeah, Spite's a lot.
He gave us a pretty good fry scream or metal scream. Are you good at metal screams? Would you like to do one?
I taught him to do this.
Oh, really?
I taught
Let's hear it.
him
Let's hear it
distortion.
from Master Oogway himself.
So, do you want to hear like the like a bleh, like they have in like
Do-
deathcore?
I want to hear a guttural
Yeah, do a
scream
guttural, do
because that's what
death
he.
metal.
Yeah,
Really cool.
yeah. And then can you do a more high pitched one?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, you're so good at that.
I've been working on this since high school.
Can you do like
That's
some black
awesome.
metal? Do like some black metal vocals.
Ooh, hold on. Let me pull up some Whitechapel lyrics.
Yeah, bro, Whitechapel is awesome.
What's the fucking what's the song?
The
There was
saw
a
is
s-
the law. The saw is the law. That
No,
one?
I'm thinking
Fuck.
there was one my buddy had me listen to by then.
I had a coworker that loved Whitechapel.
Dude,
I
Whitechapel,
never really
they're
listened to
so
them too
good.
much before.
So do you just want like metal vocals, or do you want like death metal vocals?
I want the best you got. I want the best you got.
The best I got could be a lot of different things, right?
Yeah, that's what makes your singing voice unique to you.
Do you want to hear some early Avenged Sevenfold?
Sure, yeah.
I'll try. She said she walked away, try not to lose you. Two vibrant hearts could change. Nothing disappear more than tears of your unmasked fear. I'll be here waiting. Tested and secure. Oh. So
That was good.
Give my applause to that.
I've been practicing that since high school because I really want to like make metal music, and I'm really starting to with the music mixing and stuff.
Maybe we
I'm
can
actually
talk about
starting
that now. Your
Yeah.
experience with music so far, because you've
So-
been trying to make music.
Yeah. I sent to FL Studio was acting up on me earlier in my server, and I said I'm about to blow the fucking head off FL Studio, and Dimes responded to that with the image of like SpongeBob and Patrick with the stupid like wide ass like
The
anime
drool?
eyes. It's
Yeah.
supposed to say Patrick, I swear to God, but he's got a shittily edited FL Studio logo over it.
That's funny.
Fruity Loops, I swear to God.
Well, yeah, let's hear about your experience with mixing music so far and what you plan on doing with it, if you want to.
So I started because I do eventually want to start my own podcast with one of my buddies who I met through a different VTuber server, and we'd been chatting for a little bit, and he threw some music in, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I give you some mixing tips and whatnot, because I've got a very good ear for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so I was trying to walk him through it, and he was like, you know what? Fuck it. You have FL Studio. Let's just do it on your computer, and you can mix it. And I opened FL, and I didn't have a lot of the plugins that he had.
Yeah.
So it sounded like absolute fucking dog shit. It sounded completely different than what his sounded like. And then we mixed it, we remastered it, and we like edited all of the shit. I edited everything on mine with his help, and I got it to where I thought it sounded good. And it was my first ever mix, and it sounded professional.
That's really cool.
Nice.
And then, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually good at something. And that was all with the stock plugins, too. I don't even think I had Wider at that time.
Holy shit.
But
Yeah, that's
then,
tough to work with.
yeah, recently, earlier today, I was for the V-Civilization thing. We're doing a, I'm dead, obviously, so I'm not, like, on the island or anything, but I'm still helping out with, like, community events and stuff.
Yeah.
And they needed some people that were, like, mixing on, different, like, mixing for different things, so different people could submit tracks and, like, collab together and have some, like, designated people to mix. And I was like, I've done a little bit of mixing here and there. I would love to try it. Turns out I can mix vocals like a fucking beast, too.
Shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the first one, it's covers of Epic the Musical, if you've ever heard it.
Can you play any of anything you've worked on?
I am not certain as of now, but if you decide to have me on again at a future date, I can definitely do that. Because
sweet.
I have
Yeah.
talked to some of them, because my sister is really into Epic the Musical. And I told her I was doing this because I had asked them, I was like, hey, my sister's really into this, and I was wondering if I could share some of this stuff with her and do all this. And they were like, yeah, it's going to be like, public anyway after, we do the day. And I was like, cool, awesome. So the music will be public and all of that. And they were like, yeah, sure, you should be able to send it to your sister. And so I'm just waiting on the final green light to be able to, on the last guy's thing that I mixed, because it was the song Monster from Epic the Musical, and then I'm Just a Man, or whatever the hell it's called.
I'm not
Which
really
is-
familiar with that. The
Yeah, I'm not
musical
familiar
you're
with
referring
Epic
to.
Musical.
It's
The musicals are something I'd like to get more into. So
yeah,
I'd
it's
have
definitely a
check
good
this
one to
out.
start. It is a very, very well made one.
Yeah.
And I like to think with how I did the mixing on the vocals on this, I think I surpassed the originals.
Oh, really?
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
have to hear it.
Because
Yeah,
they
we'll have
had
to hear it.
what we did was we had the original background track, the original backing track, and then we edited the vocals that people were covering over that. So we did that, and then I edited all of that on. I mixed it. I had to get my roommate. He sent me a vocal preset over Discord, and I was able to import it into FL Studio. And I use that for like recording my vocals. Obviously, I'll mess with it every now and then for what genre song I'm doing or whatever, whoever's vocals I'm doing. Everybody has a different voice. Not one preset's going to work for everybody. All of those filters, though, you want those filters on there. You just got to fuck with it until it sounds good. You got to throw shit at the wall until it sticks. And so we did that. And the last one, Just a Man, came out. It is probably the best, because the one that I mixed with my buddy that we started and it sounded like dog shit, and then it came out really, really nice. That one was probably my proudest one until we did Just a Man. Even after I did Monster, because Monster was... It came out really nice, and I do like how it came out. Mm-hmm. It's just not my specific style of song. Just a Man is like a more of like a reminiscent, like self-thinking, like he's introspecting at this time. Yeah. And all of that. And like second-guessing what all he's done on the Odyssey and all of that. And it's just... It's such a beautiful song to begin with, and the guy's vocals for it were fucking perfect. Like, he has the perfect voice for this. Mm-hmm. And I mixed it, I got it all sounding good, I got a lot of mixing. By the way, if you think mixing is stupidly complicated, it's not. It's tedious, and you have to know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But this one, I think it sounds pretty fucking professional. And again, I just threw shit at the wall until it stuck. Right, like I set the preset for his vocals, I set the filters on his vocals, and then I edited the automation clip, which that's where most of editing comes in, because the presets on the vocals took me 15-20 minutes. Setting automation on a like 3-minute song, 3.5-minute song, took me 2 fucking hours.
Mm-hmm. So, do you eventually want to create your own music, like vocals and everything?
I can't write for shit. So right now I'm starting with covers. I am actually going to be, here you guys go. You get the scoop.
Okay.
All of you up there. Scoop. Yeah, I am going to be starting my...
The Gooner Gang, get the scoop.
The Gooner Gang, get the scoop.
Yeah, that's what we call our fan base.
The Gooner Gang, you get the scoop.
Yeah.
God, they'd fit right the fuck in the cellar. That's my Discord. That's what my Discord server's called, by the way, the cellar. But...
Yeah, I can link that in the description too if you send me that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Gooners want to go goon in the cellar. We're happy to have some of you guys there.
Goon in the cellar.
We have an NSFW section. You're more than welcome.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll.
Yeah. Also, there is a rule in that server, because this shit makes me uncomfortable. We covered it previously. Like a bunch of people that are like, this is running back to VTubers for just a second. A lot of people are like, you know, horny for VTubers and shit, and I don't think they realize those are literally just people like that. Imagine that was your fucking sister and somebody was sexualizing your sister.
Yeah, it's fucked
like,
up.
Like, how uncomfortable would you be with that? I have a rule in the cellar, in the NSFW rules. I had to set a fucking rule for this, because I was like, this should be as self-explanatory, but please don't do this. And then somebody did it, and I was like, hey, I made a rules channel in the fucking NSFW section, and I was like, no fucking VTuber porn. That shit makes me uncomfortable. If you feel like there's something like that you want to post, fucking send it to the mods. They'll review it. I'm not looking at that shit. Yeah. I've got one mod that will look at that shit. Maybe 2. I know I for a fact won't. I know Darius won't. Like, I know most of my fucking mods won't do it. Colton might, but I won't, because it makes me exceedingly uncomfortable. If people want to make NSFWR to me, fucking go right ahead.
That's what I was about to ask.
Once I get my 2D model going, man, like, I can make a little bit extra money off of that. Like, I can get a little more viewer attention.
If someone did it.
Getting OnlyFans of your model going, oh yeah.
Maybe. No, I'm dead ass thinking though, at some point I want to have like scheduled like most of my Saturday stream. I want it because I'm streaming mostly. My schedule is probably going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for streaming, and then Tuesdays for like recording and the podcasts and all that stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned a podcast. What kind of podcasts do you plan on it being? Do you have an idea for that yet? A music podcast? So you talk about music, or you?
It's actually well, it's kind of like an all-around podcast, like what we're doing here, but
okay.
a lot of it would be, most of it would just be us talking about, like, because he makes the original tracks, and then this is going to be, like, my Friday streams were supposed to be music streams like this, with myself and this other guy. We stream together, and we make the music in my FL Studio. Like, he makes it prior, he sends it to me, because he likes making the music, he makes the music, he sends it to me, I edit it, I remix it, remaster it, whatever, and then we release them side by side. And then we talk about like what his creative process was on that, and then we go a little bit more in depth on his creative process, and then we go into my creative process on my side of things.
That's
and we
cool.
talk about that, and then we talk about other things that are going on in, like, you know, the gun world and just stuff like that.
Have you
And
started like working on anything towards the podcast yet, or is
we
it
have the
still
intro done. That was the one I was talking about, the first ever thing that I mixed. That was the
okay?
intro. That was like 3 fucking weeks ago.
You want
And
to give
every
us
single
the
time,
scoop? The scoop of what the intro, maybe?
I was kind of waiting for it to, because I was wanting to release it alongside the first episode of the podcast.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, when
We still
when
need
your
to do the
podcast is
fucking
up
outro.
and you get like the title for the podcast and everything, I'll link that in the description as well on this episode.
Oh, I've got
for
the
you.
title. I've got the title. It's I'm gonna
Yeah, you wanna
send
share
you
it?
the. I'm just gonna DM it to you because this is a secret for now.
Oh yeah,
This is the-
I kept mine a secret as well until we actually made it.
That's the other guy's name that I'm doing it with. This is
Okay.
the name of the podcast because of my name.
Ooh, yeah, I
It's
like
got
that
a
name.
fucking ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I can definitely see that becoming like something that can become pretty big. It's pretty catchy, you know. It's a good title. I like it.
Yeah, like I sit back, get drunk, talk about music, and we hang out. Like,
That's nice. That's really nice.
yeah,
that's a good-
half of my
Yeah.
brand was like whiskey was obviously a callback to my drink of choice.
Yeah.
And then
Calico?
Calico. It was, everybody goes like, "Oh, like the cat?" No.
I was thinking the cat as well.
Yeah, I was thinking cat.
Have you ever heard
Was it a gun? Calico
Yeah.
gun, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Trying to find the actual thing here. The Calico M960A.
No, I know like literally nothing.
It is
Oh,
a submachine gun with a magazine that, instead of going, you know, like on a normal one, like an MP5 or a P90 or something, like a P90 goes on top, obviously, but like an MP5 or an MP40, it sticks in through the bottom like a stick mag,
Yeah.
or even like the grease gun, it's a side mag well, or like the Owen.
Yeah, I was thinking the grease gun goes to the side.
Yeah, the grease gun can either go from the bottom or from the side, because people would, like, they'd go prone, and that's called running it commando, is they'd jam the magazine in the side of they'd cock the mag well up, put the fucking magazine in there, hold on to the magazine, hold on to the grip, and shoot.
Yeah.
The Owen machine gun was a lot like that, but the Owen was the big fucking machine gun. I'm thinking of the Sten. The Sten
Yeah, the
had the same
Sten.
feature. The Sten was the British version of the grease gun, the M3 grease gun.
Yeah.
But the Calico M960A was a prototype. It was a prototype design. It was also I wanted it to be a C and refer to firearms because, you know, my old username, I wanted to throw a callback to that.
Oh, yeah, WC. It's the same.
Yep. Yes, sir, it is.
Oh, it is the same.
Yeah,
I
baby.
didn't
Yeah,
even
that's cool.
realize that.
I-
That is
I-
It's like a
cool.
multi-layer. That's
I want
smart.
it. I want it to be that. And the reason, another thing with whiskey that a lot of people don't realize, it is multi-layered.
Yeah.
I mean, my community knows the first letter of my name is a W. The phonetic alphabet for W is whiskey.
That is a cool fact. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a really neat thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
cool, well, that fits great. And then Calico, like the submachine gun, but I didn't want to put it Calico like it's spelled on the fucking machine gun, because then people would be like, oh, you're a cat boy. Which I'm not!
Okay, yeah, that's cool that it's like a multi-layer like name. But I think it's been inevitable this whole episode that we talk about guns, and I think we just jump straight into it.
Yes, we just
I'm
jumped
gonna start
right the
you off.
fuck into it.
I'm gonna start you off with one of the
Real quick, I want to
hottest-
continue autisming about the Calico M960A. I
Hey,
want to tell
go
you about
for
it because it's a
Go
very
for it.
interesting fucking gun.
But keep it on the back of your mind, okay? AR or AK. Just
AK all
keep
the
that
way.
on your head. Keep that on your head. Save your answer for later. I want to hear about this, but save that answer.
Okay, I already answered, but alright, well, I'll answer again later.
Okay.
So, the Calico M960A was a submachine gun that had what is called a helical magazine. Now, what that means is, so you know how the rounds in like a drum magazine are all like wrapped around each other like that, and they're all kind of, yeah.
Like double
this
stacked.
is this is basically a drum magazine, but if you stretch the fucking drum out, so as opposed to them being stacked inside of the drum like that, they were stacked on one another, facing forward all the way, so it's just a fucking tube
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It was a very interesting. It was highly unreliable with the rate of fire of the Callico in 968, but
So
it was a
is
very
it
interesting
like
design.
Is it like it's that the Bison gun where it's like a tube?
PP Bison.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about here. I gotta look it up.
Okay. Because I know that one has a tube also.
PP19. I believe so. That's actually an AK platform as well. That is
Yeah.
a derivative of the AK platform.
Yeah,
Yes,
A-
that it's actually very similar to the Bison.
AKs are awesome. I love AKs.
It's
I kind of gave away my bias on the question AR versus AK.
I immediately answered AK.
Yeah.
I immediately answered AK. Kalashnikov was a fucking genius. Now, if you ask me Glock or M1911, I'm gonna say M1911.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The M1911, I understand Glock. I just don't like how they feel. They feel like when I shoot a Glock, it feels like it's about to separate in my hand because of the polymer frame. I don't like polymer frame handguns. At all.
I do agree. I do agree. Glocks aren't my favorite handgun. Okay. I've never shot a 1911, but dude, I gotta admit, 2 World Wars. Come on, man. 1911. Go to
Single-handedly won 2 world wars.
It did.
All right,
It did.
Fudd.
This gun done won 2 World Wars. All right.
My 2 world wars, my stopping power. It's not stopping power, it's kinetic energy dispersed upon impact.
Yeah. Well, 45 is better than 9mm, so.
45 ACP and 9mm are very similar. However, as I said, the kinetic energy dissipated upon impact. The 45 ACP, it is a subsonic round, meaning it is slower than the 9mm.
Put a suppressor.
It's
on
also
that bad
about
boy.
twice as fucking heavy.
Yeah.
So imagine you've got, I'm going to put this in pounds so you can understand it here, and I'm going to kind of slow down the speeds a little bit so you can get kind of what I'm saying.
Okay,
Say
thank
you have a 5-pound projectile coming at you at 100 feet per second. That's going to sting like a bitch.
Yeah.
However, if you have a 10-pound projectile coming at you at 75 feet per second, that's going to hurt a hell of a lot more. That's going to have a hell of a lot more energy dispersed on impact. 45 ACP, especially with hollow points, because of how fast hollow points disperse energy upon impact, because they flower out, and it's just basically, it turns into a wall that fucking pushes in. So it makes the surface area greater, so there's more flesh that it has to push out of the way to, be able to penetrate. And because of that, 45 ACP hollow points generally don't penetrate through people. And it's very interesting. And they have, if you saw that Grantham did a whole video on it not too long ago, actually, the ballistics of 45 ACP. And he shot what was called the meat target, where it had I can't remember what was on the front, but he had something on the front. I think he had pork ribs on the front, and then he had a watermelon to simulate the lung, and then he had a liver to simulate the heart, and then he had like pork back behind it, pork shoulder behind it. He shot it with the 45. It was all taped together, duct taped together. He shot it with
my
the
God,
45
that
and it fucking exploded.
That sounds Frankenstein to shit. Oh my god.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah, no,
crazy though.
It was very interesting to watch because obviously we're talking about this. I'm talking about the fucking ballistics of 45 ACP. I'm a massive gun guy.
Yeah.
Shit, I talked about applying to the fucking gun shop 15 minutes away from me. I love guns.
Oh yeah.
Are you thinking about doing like a course at like SDI or something to get like certification in gunsmithing?
I was thinking I might, but I wasn't
Okay.
sure. Because it is relatively low cost. Pretty much all you're paying for is tuition, which most of it is like they send you books, they send you the tools for it, like all the tool, like they will send you a fucking lathe and a mill.
Whoa, okay, that's
And,
really cool.
Like they send you the tooling for it and you buy it from the institute. It's yours.
That's cool.
And
That's
so
sick.
they do that. They send you the books, and they send you it's just online courses. So you do it whenever you can, pretty much. And that's I like guns. I mean, my dad was a fucking gunsmith. You knew this.
Yeah.
Would you say your dad is like your main influence on why you got into guns?
Yes, definitely,
Okay.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in the fucking garage with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a gunsmith for a while, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure I've heard. stories about it.
He graduated college with a gunsmithing degree. Like, he was a gunsmith by fucking trade. He was a licensed gunsmith. He worked on developing one of Ruger's rifles.
He worked with
Whoa, really?
the government,
Yeah,
didn't he? Or something?
He worked for the FBI as a gunsmith.
Yeah. That's an awesome story. Dude.
I have his badge.
So he was in the FBI. Does he know anything about Watergate?
Oh shit, he don't know nothing anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
You
that
know
is
what?
fucked up.
Okay.
Go ask the box on Mom's mantle. You tell me.
Well, hey, if he did, he took those secrets.
No, he
A
he
place
fucking
that I wouldn't.
he was just a gunsmith, and he was like the best gunsmith they had. They ran
Okay.
him out within
Yeah.
like 5 years, I think it was. They ran him out because he raised the fucking bar for gunsmithing at the FBI because he
Yeah.
was so efficient at it. He was so good at it. He raised the bar for the gunsmithing at the place he was working,
Yeah.
and they pretty much his coworkers didn't like that and chased him out.
That's cool.
So you're trying to follow his footsteps and become a gunsmith yourself?
I actually want to go further.
Further
have-
than that? Okay.
I have drawings and I have designs which I need to actually like get onto blueprints and I need to get onto paper. But I have designs of different like rifle and pistol designs that I want to like
You want to create your own? Your own design?
I want to pitch it to the military.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So I think it'd be interesting to be like VTuber fucking level 3 class 3A fucking arms manufacturer. Like, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that'd be a
That's-
fucking hell of an interesting thing to do.
That's an interesting combo right there.
Yeah, and I came up with a new design recently based on Keltec's. They made a pistol chambered in 5.7, which was basically, as opposed to having, you know, like on an FN 5.7 and like on a Glock and stuff, how the barrel like rotates out of the way and the slide can reciprocate. How the barrel pivots and the slide reciprocates. On this pistol, you shoot it, the entire assembly moves back, and not the entire assembly moves back. The barrel is part of the lower receiver. It is like, it's not part of the lower receiver. It's just like attached to the lower receiver. And so the slide, wait, am I thinking about this right? Hold on, yeah, the slide moves back and it has locking lugs like a fucking AR. So the slide moves back, unlocks the barrel, allows the slide to reciprocate, and locks back into place.
Oh, wow.
And it's a really interesting design. And I was like, ooh, I could put that in an AR, or in it like not an AR, but I could put it in my own weapon system, and I could have it so where it shoots and the barrel reciprocates.
I have a quick question. Is the AR direct impingement?
Direct
or
impingement.
Indirect impingement.
It's direct impingement because the gas. People think it's a short stroke gas piston system because
Yeah.
technically it's a mixture of both. If you really want to look at it, because you have direct impingement is when the gas comes back to the bolt and it pushes the bolt rearwards. However, a short stroke gas piston system is when it essentially the gas comes back and it has a very, very short amount of space to expand, and then the thing can reciprocate. Like, it doesn't take a lot of gas to operate the op rod. On the
Yeah,
AK,
so
it's
it's
a
like-
long stroke because it takes so much gas, and if you've seen the fucking op rod on an AK, you know that shit, it's like fucking a foot long, maybe 2, and it goes all the way down the barrel. All the way to the gas block. On an AR-15 or like an M4, what happens is the gas goes through the gas block, through the gas tube. It goes into a gas block on the bolt itself. It goes into the bolt, and the gas expands inside of the bolt, pushing the bolt carrier back, which unlocks the bolt face, which can then reciprocate.
So, an AR would have gas going like closer to the bullet when an AK would have it down the barrel.
There's a reason you need to clean an AR way more than you need to clean an AK. Because the AR has, as it is, because of the system it has, it's a very dirty system. It's a very carbon dirty system by design. So all of the gas, as soon as that bolt unlocks and starts moving backwards, all of the gas that's still in the gas tube and expanding in the bolt, sure, it'll vent out of the side of the holes in the bolt, but it will also shoot out of the gas tube and hit your bolt face. And that will gum up your bolt face, and that will cause reliability issues. However, on an AK, it's an entirely sealed system with a piston that goes into a long fucking tube that pushes directly on a piston that is part of the bolt, and the piston moves backwards, which pushes the bolt backwards, which unlocks the bolt, or pushes the bolt carrier backwards, which unlocks the bolt face, and allows the gun to cycle.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and on a, you want to know something even neater?
Yeah.
There are a couple of other neat gun designs. So there's
I know a pretty neat gun design. I'll start you with a good question. What is your favorite AK? Because I have a favorite AK.
Ooh,
By far a favorite AK. What? Ooh, okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
the AN-94. It was a prototype weapon that had an integral recoil system, integral recoil mitigation system, but it also had a system where the bolt would reciprocate so fucking fast on the first round. It would shoot 2 rounds. If you were shooting fully automatic, it would shoot 2 rounds before you felt recoil, and then it would shoot at its regular.
One of my favorite AKs has another recoil. It'll make
Is it the AK-107?
stroke. Yeah, recoil.
That's so fair.
Mitigate.
Isn't that a gear-based?
I think it's similar to like the Chris Vector, where it has a counterweight.
I wasn't sure if it was a gear-based counterweight where it's got like a rack and pinion, so the bolt comes back, pulls teeth, a gear spins, pushes the counterweight forward. I wasn't sure if it was like that system, or if it was actually like the Chris Vector where it has a pivoting bolt system inside the magwell, like
It's
that.
like
Obviously, it's not inside the
doesn't-
magwell. It'd be on.
It doesn't go in the magwell. But it does have a counterweight that's directly, like, connected to it. It's not gear based.
Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. I knew the 107 had some sort of system like that. I believe the AN-94 did in fact have a gear-based. That's why I thought it was, because the AN-94, they couldn't get it to be fully reliable because the recoil mitigation system was very finicky because it wasn't very adjustable. And not all of the gears came out right, because I'm pretty sure they did case hardened on those. They didn't do actual, like, full through hardened steel, so the gears would wear out and then it would skip teeth. And the recoil mitigation system wouldn't fucking work, and so the bolt wouldn't cycle properly because it relied on most of that weight, and it would like punch the fucking shooter in the shoulder because it relied on most of that weight being pushed forward, that they could have a heavier bolt and a heavier recoil spring assembly to absorb that recoil, and keep going. But
another one of my favorite, it's in the AK family. But, I think the SKS it's a classic.
it's not. Nope,
It's
nope,
not?
you're wrong.
Why
You're
do
wrong.
you hate the SKS?
You're incorrect.
Tell me why you don't like the
Nope,
SKS.
nope. No, it's not an AK.
Well, it's not
You're
an
wrong.
AK.
No,
How?
it's not.
Wait, is it? It has a different gas system than the AK, right?
Yep.
Or
It was designed by somebody completely different. It was not designed by Kalashnikov. AK stands for Avtomat Kalashnikov, which is Russia's... Avtomat is like military designation for rifles, and Kalashnikov is obviously the name of the designer. The SKS was something entirely different. We have an SKS at Mom's. The fucking trigger on the one that we have is ass. It feels like sandpaper.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I have an SKS.
They're all
love
right
it.
with recoil. I'm just not a fan of them.
Yeah,
I prefer, and they're more punchy in the shoulder too. I prefer the rolling recoil of the AK because of how it's all the reciprocating mass. It's all in that. That's like why an AR shoots so fucking flat, and why an AK rolls up as you shoot it, because all that reciprocating mass uses your shoulder as a pivot point. And with an AR, that reciprocating mass is punching you right in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's fucking 223. It's not like it's gonna go pow pow pow. It's not like you're shooting fucking 50 Beowulf out of that motherfucker.
Yeah. And 7.62 has more gunpowder in it too. So if you're shooting an AK, it's just naturally gonna have more recoil.
Well, if you go off of the military designations, the M4, the 5.56 by 50, no, the 5.56 by 45 is 223 Remington that has basically been overpressured to shit.
Yeah.
So it has, I believe the 5.56 by 45 has more powder in it than the 7.62 by 39.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. I would have assumed that 7.62 has more.
No, because although 223 Remington was designed to hunt deer, 5.56 was designed to hunt people.
Yeah.
7.62 was designed from the ground up to hunt people. That's just how it is.
All right. Well, after you guys are done talking about the SKS, I think we might have to wrap it up. We're going.
All right.
2.5
All right.
hours here.
I kind of wanted to see if you guys had anything else to talk about. If you wanted to yap about anything else, because I'm genuinely enjoying this. I'm having
Yeah,
fun.
dude.
Well, we can keep talking after we stop recording too. If
Yeah.
you want.
I like being on a podcast. It's fun.
Yeah,
It is
this has been
fun.
a great episode.
We have
Had
This
a
is
blast.
honestly
two
wonderful.
questions for you though before we actually close it out. So
Yes, sir. Shoot.
number one question. I don't actually know if I've ever asked you this before, but would you rather the monkeys or Handburger?
Now, yeah, this is a this
Let it sink
this
in.
question. Let this sink in. It means a lot. There is a right and a wrong answer, and it is.
I hope you get it
very
right.
Defined, and you need to get this right.
What the fuck is a handburger?
You'll
It's
find
a hamburger. Would you
It's a-
rather the monkeys?
Oh, I know what it
or
is. I know it's my
Handburger.
God.
Out. Yeah.
I know what handburger is. Yeah, that's when you stick your fucking hand in a mill.
Okay, well, which one do you choose?
That's when you get a glove caught. No, that's why you don't wear gloves when you're working with a lathe, because it can get caught in the fucking machine. It will mangle the shit out of your hand.
Oh, okay.
Actually, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
That's not the meaning that we have, but
But
you,
which one would you choose? The monkeys or Handburger?
because
final
yeah, if you have like
decision.
you have a big spinning metal rod and something gets caught into it.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
then
gonna
it gets
continue going.
it gets naturally drawn to the chuck. So it gets
Yeah.
naturally drawn to the big fucking spinning thing with 3 massive
Yeah.
holes in it that are holding your part in place that everything can get stuck in, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
big cheese grater, just constantly spinning.
Have you ever seen the Russian lathe incident?
I don't think so, but I could.
A guy got sucked into a lathe and he like bits everywhere. Bits of the
terrible.
dude. Yeah, another guy walked in. Yeah, you know that meme of the dude with his like hands behind his head and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it was like a low quality fucking security camera footage of it. So that dude, that happened. It was at a gun shop in Russia. And
Yeah.
I might have seen that, dude.
this
I've
dude's
seen some.
coworker. This dude's coworker comes in and hits that fucking when he
Yeah.
sees
I've
the
seen-
goddamn.
I've seen some
Yeah.
fucked up things on
Not
Twitter,
yet.
dude. Like gore
Now
videos.
that I think about
I
it,
saw it on
I don't use
Reddit.
Twitter anymore.
I think I saw. I think it was like a Chinese like factory worker that got stuck in a lathe, and I saw that, and that dude, it was fucked up.
That was
Like,
Russian.
what? Are you sure?
That wasn't Chinese. Yeah, that
Okay,
was the
well-
Russian lathe incident.
Well, what is your answer? Handburger or the monkeys?
Well, being that I've seen Handburger firsthand, I've seen it in multiple forms. I have I have seen people mangle their hands in mills. I've seen people get into car wrecks with their hands on the stick shift. I have
Okay.
seen people stick their hands inside of like the part slipped. The dude, my buddy, I was in tech with, he was wire wheeling a part and the part slipped and his hand got sucked in
No,
on the bench grinder.
that's not good.
And yeah, that destroyed his fucking hand. I've also seen people degloved, if you know what that is. It's not pleasant. it's
yeah,
when-
what?
Yeah, so
That
I've
just, like,
seen
take
my
the
fair
skin
amount
off
of
or
shit.
something?
It's when you
You've
have
seen
a
your
cut.
fair amount of hamburgers, yeah.
It's when you have a cut on your wrist and you try to blow it out with compressed air. And what happens is called degloving, where the compressed
no.
air goes into your hand and it separates the fucking skin from your hand.
What?
No, it's terrible.
Oh my god, dude, that's like a Mortal
Don't
Kombat
use-
fucking finisher.
That was
Why
when
do
I was
people- Why do people put compressed air
What-
in a cut anyway?
because it's easy to clean. It's easier to clean that way. And my dad told me when I was in the garage with him the first few times, he pulled up a fucking picture of it when I was like 9 and said,
Ew.
"Hey, don't use an air compressor to fucking blow out a wound on your hand. This is what'll happen." And showed me the 9-year-old me the fucking picture of somebody's hand that had been completely fucking degloved.
There's all the skin
It was just
off?
muscle. Yeah, it was just muscle and
Oh
bone.
man,
It
that's
was like
my
muscle,
God.
sinew, and bone.
so
That's disgusting. What?
Dude, I would have been mortified if I was a 9.
Yeah, no,
I would
I-
be mortified
Yeah.
now to see that shit.
I
dude.
genuinely looked at it. I was like,
Yeah, that must. Have
all
been
right,
very
I wasn't
traumatic.
affected. No, I wasn't fucking affected. I was like, ooh,
Huh?
that's actually really fucking neat.
Huh?
Well,
Well-
Whiskey, what do you choose? Handburger or the monkeys? One answer
Yeah,
to rule them all.
I think this is a trick question. I'm gonna go with Handburger.
You are right.
You are correct.
I'm like, I think this is a trick question.
Yeah.
It is a trick question. Hamburger is correct.
Yeah. So
What the
you're
fuck
gonna
are
get.
The reason
The-
it is correct, by the way, is because your brother chose the monkeys, and we've decided since
brother
then that is the wrong answer.
always
That is
wrong.
why. Yeah.
Oh my
But,
god, defendant is never right.
Yeah, next
Yeah, the defendant
next
is always
episode,
guilty.
Next episode, we are going to be getting you degloved for in the name of
No,
content.
you're fucking not.
It's crazy.
I need my hands to do both the work at the gun shop I'm going to be working at and to stream.
Yeah,
Well,
but you need the skin.
Think about the views. Think about the views. You can be the only VTuber
That
who has like
you could deglove your avatar, your icon,
Yeah.
right? Maybe.
I could have. Okay, I was going to tell you about this earlier. So I'm gonna, when I can afford to, I'm gonna buy Dimes a drawing tablet, and we're gonna
Yeah.
go through. I was talking about like the cost of VTuber art and shit,
Uh-huh.
and the models. It's fucking stupid. And so we worked out a thing where I buy him a really nice drawing tablet, and he'll do the art for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
we'll
sweet.
we'll,
That's
we'll
gonna
do
be
it,
real nice.
do it together, and like shoot the shit in concept art, and like do the actual art together, and then we'll figure out how rigging works together. And we
Yeah,
will
like-
just, it'll be
Yeah,
scuffed as shit,
just
but
wing
it
it.
will be fun.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I said, Dimes is definitely good at like art
Yeah.
and
That's
animation.
something
Like
that Dimes
he's done
would be
animation
awesome
for us,
at.
so
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I fucking love the guy to death, dude. He's a really
Yeah,
awesome
dude, that's
guy.
great that you're giving Dimes the opportunity to like help work with this.
Well,
Yeah,
'cause I had
that's
asked
awesome.
him. I had asked him
Yeah.
at one point. I was like, "Hey, I'm not expecting much, but would you be, if I were to get to the point where I could afford to, would I be able to commission you to do some of the art for this and
Yeah.
do like a live 2D model for me?" And he was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, sorry, my drawing tablet broke." And I was like, "If I bought you a new drawing tablet, could I commission you to do this?" And he's like, "If you bought me a new fucking drawing tablet, I would do it." Like, he's like, that would be the payment, because usually it's for something like what I'm looking for with a bunch of different expressions and stuff, and I want to get a macro pad too, so I can
Yeah.
change the different expressions with the macro pad. That costs roughly, to get all the different expressions, to get it all keyed, to get it all rigged, all that would cost around $4 to $5 grand.
holy moly.
It's $400 for the drawing tablet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, Whiskey, the final question I have for you. Have you ever watched Chuckle Sandwich podcast before?
I
It's gonna
have.
be related to that. So every episode when they had a guest, they would ask them the question, what part of the Chuckle Sandwich would you like to be? So what part of the hooligan would you like to be? And you can be any piece of clothing or any piece of outside exterior appearance. So if,
Except the pecker. Except the pecker.
Oh, damn it,
am
I was
the
going to say
pecker.
I'll be
Yeah.
the cock because I'm skinny
Nope.
and tall.
I was going to
I'll
tell you
take
everything you
take
can't choose.
Well, I will admit, you would be a nice pecker, but I'm a pecker.
I'm flattered.
Yeah.
You could choose. You can't.
I'm
choose,
average. I'm
You
an
can't choose the
average
hair.
pecker,
You can't choose the eyes, and you can't choose the teeth.
just like the pecker.
And oh yeah, the pecker. The pecker.
No
Yeah,
pecker.
That's everything so far. What
I'll
would
be
you
the
like
right
to be?
right hand so I can massage
are you
that
gonna make
pussy
it-
all the day long.
So
Gonna make it the skinless hand? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
dude.
No, I'm
you
just gonna
love
be
it?
the right hand so I can massage that gussy all the day long.
Oh,
Ooh.
what do you want the hand to look like?
Oh, you're what?
Do you want it to be degloved or what? I think it'd be cool if it was degloved. It's
actually
kind of what we were
interesting.
talking about.
you can
I actually
Skinless
have-
hand.
design the hand to be whatever you want. If you want it to be like,
I can't design for shit, dude. I can't draw for shit.
Well,
hey,
just
no,
tell
no,
just
you're
tell
not
me how you
designing
want it to look. You
yeah,
know,
what do you want it to look like?
So
We're gonna get Dimes
I-
to do it.
maybe.
I had this idea for my VTuber avatar, for my, when I get my, 2.0 model done with Dimes. I had an idea that I wanted to run by him, and it's not like fucking roleplay this for roleplay purposes. No, this is solely for the purpose that it would look fucking sick. An entire bionic fucking right arm with
What?
like proper
Whoa.
like realistic electronics
Okay.
and mechatronics and shit.
So you want the whole arm and hand? Just
If that's fine.
mechanical? Yeah, that's cool. I'm
Mechanical
down.
mechanical is in like mechanically accurate.
Mechanically accurate. Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
got like the servos that actuate the all the different rods and pistons and shit. It has pneumatics in the things. It's got a bunch of different pneumatics that actuate each individual finger like tendons.
Uh-huh.
All of that fun stuff because I love that shit, dude.
Yeah, just send me a reference image
Whoa.
of what you're.
So when you make the
Talking about, I guess.
VTuber, is it gonna like move like it's actually controlled by those servos, or is it gonna like flow the same way that the rest of your VTuber does?
The funny thing is with that is I can make it so I can have different toggles, right? So
Yeah.
the toggles, it's going to be the hotkey is like what the toggles are, so I can press a button and it can do different things. One thing that I want the thing to do is it like if we can animate this with the rigging software, is it raises the arm up mechanically, holding like a fucking Colt single action army, and just points it at the fucking camera.
Okay, that's hilarious, dude.
So
Alright.
we didn't go over the me versus me. Like, we didn't really go over that too much.
Hey,
I just said
I
it's
think-
literally me.
I
But
think
We
still
could have you on. We could have you on again, Whiskey. We could dive
have-
into more
Alright.
to your personal side.
We have a lot more stuff that we can delve into this episode. There's still so many topics out there that we can
There
talk
is.
about, and you know what?
Oh my
I
God.
think we dive into them head fucking first. This is the Hulu
Yeah!
podcast, and we do not settle for half-assed interviews. If we want to
Alright.
interview whiskey,
Let's go
we
on
will
to 3
give
hours,
The
then. We can
people
go on to 3
whiskey
hours.
because that is what they deserve.
I'm sorry, Ben. It's probably gonna be a lot more than 3 hours.
That's why I'm saying let's do 2 episodes. Let's do 2 episodes. We can get another episode.
Because
Because I don't want it to be too long, because then people won't watch it all if it's too long of one episode.
Tomorrow, and we do need to keep the episodes kind of short, but
Damn.
we will have.
If you really have more you want to talk about, and we missed a lot, we'll have another episode with you. And
because look,
Yeah, of
Dimes,
course.
I think it is great what you and Dimes have set up right now. I'm really happy to see Dimes be given this opportunity.
I think we should have you and Dimes on the next one.
Yeah,
actually,
That would be
I think
fucking
next
sick.
episode, you and Dimes on the next episode.
we already have someone scheduled, but after them, we can have you back on. We can schedule you back on probably next week.
Hell yeah.
Saturday, this Saturday.
This Saturday, well, I might not have internet, actually. I might just have to join on my phone.
All right, well, we can talk about this, but let's wrap up this episode. All right,
Alright,
and
yeah.
schedule stuff later.
Can I do the outro?
Yeah, the outro just saying bye,
Alrighty.
just saying bye to
Hell yeah.
everyone. So yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah.
Thank you
for
guys so
watching.
much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and be sure to check out all the socials of the hooligans and the boys and the hooligans here. And shameless plug, check me out.
Yeah, check this guy out.
Gang.
Peace
Yeah,
out, Gooner Gang.
We got some new guy for you guys to goon to, and keep gooning, Gooner Gang. Do what you do best, fellas.
I fucking love you, boys.
All right,
Oh
see you
my
guys on the next
God.
one. Thank you for listening to the Hooligans Podcast.
If you enjoyed the podcast, please consider giving us a 5-star rating.
Leave a comment so we can hear your thoughts.
If you'd like to help the podcast, spread the word, recommend us to your friends.
Gooner Gang.
Stand up.
See you, Gooner Gang.